Hello everyone, welcome back to another tomato sauce stream. Today we're going to be, basically what it says in the stream title, right? We're going to be playing some wacky Blue Eyes list because the Blue Eyes skill has been changed, which does make it kind of weird. We can now just kind of play any other bosses in the Blue Eyes deck, which is very freeing. But we still have to basically play 7 big old bricks, which can complicate things just a little bit. We also have a couple of other things to go over. We do have a new tier list for speed. We have a couple of other reveals that we've had come out. And we also are considering doing our own tier list update. We'll probably do that at some point today. But who do we have in chat? We have Dragson, we have the Dr. Alex, we have Duke. Welcome everyone. I think we'll probably start just by jumping into a couple of games. We'll start doing the other bits and bobs a little bit later. But just to kind of go over the first list we're going to be playing today, this is Thunder Eyes. This is basically kind of the slimmed down package in that we only have the one Blue Eyes Bright. But we are playing 2 copies of Shield Boring Kong because it's very funny. And we can combo with Siesta Torero, and Siesta Torero also works quite nicely with Piercing Samurai, and this is a good way to beat set 3 pass. We also have the Triple Trigger Drago, which can come up. Worst case scenario, it's just a 2500 body that can boost, basically the same as a Blue Eyes Bright. So the logic is that if we find any of our Kybermen, we get instant access to Bright, and then we can shuffle it back into our deck using Siesta Torero and using Talismanic Silare, and just try and keep that going as much as possible. The weakness, obviously, is if we don't get a way to shuffle right back into the deck, it can complicate things, because then if we find a Kyberman, it doesn't do anything. And also, we cannot have more than one Bright out, but Thunder Cavalry Trigger Drago is basically mini Bright anyway, so it kind of doesn't necessarily matter. Because we have so many high levels, we are trying to balance it out by playing a 34-card deck. We'll see how that actually works out in practice. The issue is 34 cards does kind of work if we're playing like 4 double tribute, and then like before we were playing the Tauners, but because we're playing cards that have a lot higher level demands because they're all 7s and 8s, this might get a bit bricky. But we have tested this a little bit and it's been okay-ish when we don't brick. But that's always going to be the issue with the Blue Eyes decks, is because of the skill we have to play a large number of bricks, which is something you never really want to be doing in Rush. But let's see what happens here. So already, this is a bit of a precarious spot, right? Because we're going to basically have to leave this guy in hand. Which, if we draw another high level, does cause issues. So we'll have to see what happens here. Better than click yellow button simulator, also known as Speed Duels. Hello, Wanda. Welcome. Yeah, Speed Duels is in a weird spot. I keep seeing people saying they don't like it at the moment, they don't like the meta, but like, I've been enjoying Speed. Now, I might be a bit biased because obviously I quite like Fluffles, and Fluffle did just get a load of new stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it like that. Interesting. Okay, so how do we want to play this? We're probably still gonna use SL effect just to fill the graveyard up a little bit. There's a Kyberman and Grave, that's fine. Now we'll go ahead and Tribute 2. Drop the boy. Activate Shield Boring Kong, pop this. This plays around Recital. So we are against machines. So we'll probably just summon out the Ultracorn here. Set this. We will just throw another card in Grave, because we're going to want cards in Graveyard anyway. Go straight to battle. We'll swing. Let's see what he's got. He does have something he can use. This is probably going to be, yeah, Widespread Ruin, which is fine. Still has another card, so he opened Widespread and Slime. Okay. So he opened very, very good back row. So now we know that we have to play around Slime. I'll see what he does. And my man's internet is not having a good day. Alright, let's see what he's got for us. So we're going to drop the SL, we're going to just start milling, hoping he hits some machines. He did hit the Avant Wolf, but he also milled the Tribute to the Doom, which is probably not where he wants to be. Activates the Barrage of Steel, gets the 50-50 pop on my back row. He does hit the worst of the 2, so that's pretty good for us. Sets a third back row. He doesn't have 3 machines engraved to use a Bicorn, so he's just going to have to manually tribute off into Tough Striker. We'll take our lumps there. So we can't actually out this right now. And now we can out it, but it's going to be a little bit awkward still. But I think either way we still go for it. So we always do this. Blue Eyes Rain. What's our grave mechanic? Do we have a Karibot in the grave? We do, so we don't need this Karibot. We'll just pop that back into the old deck. Reveal this Kyberman. Grab out everybody's favorite. Now, I guess we want to just apply pressure. So we'll go Kyberman, activate Kyberman effect. We'll get out the Blue Eyes. I think here we are going to summon out the Siesta Terrero because I want to use Siesta Terrero's effect to put cards back in the deck. Ah, that's an annoying mill, but what can you do? So we are going to want both Kybermen, and we're going to want probably Shield Boring Kong back in the deck. We'll flip this down. So it's 500 less damage, but I think it is worth 2. Now the question is he on Recital as well? If he is on Recital, he could get quite a good punish here, but putting these in defense doesn't necessarily matter anyway, because he's playing Innovator. He is also playing Recital, okay. So there's nothing we can really do about that. Like, we could have put these in defense mode, but, again, we know that he's playing Machine, so he's going to have Innovator anyway, so we could have punished us even harder. The most annoying part of this is he still has that slime, so we still haven't gotten the slime out of him. And he's getting ever closer to drawing another Barrage of Steel, which means there goes our slime. So now he gets to maintain his slime, and we don't get to use ours, which is really bad. If he's drawn very well here, this could get very badly, or go very badly. Like, if he just has an Innovator, statistically, he should have seen an Innovator by now, so we can't be too upset about finding it. We do have our new Innovator emote as well. So we could just start spamming this whenever Innovator shows up. Okay, does put 3 back in. Only 3,300 attack though, so 3 low levels. That is very peculiar. He's just going for damage, so he doesn't care. I guess he's got all the back row in the world, so yeah, why would he care? And we've drawn like the worst possible hand here. So all Dragon's Inferno, we've got a 50-50 chance to hit the slime. We did hit the slime. We'll go for this. No matter what we do, we can't. The issue is, if he just draws another one of the Steel Mech Lord, there's nothing we can do about it. So I think we just set this anyway and just hope he doesn't. Because again, there's nothing we can do about it. We haven't got the back row to protect us. We would need to have found our negate attack, which we haven't done. Okay. There he is, the Innovator spam. So 2 left in the deck. Statistically, he's likely to have drawn one. Not guaranteed. A Barrel Dragon is okay if he doesn't win the flip. Because that's what, 1,100 damage on Barrel Dragon hitting us right now? If he's drawn the Innovator, the game is over. There's nothing we can do about that. But again, we are playing against the strongest deck in the game, so, you know, our little gimmick meme deck isn't really supposed to win this matchup. On top of the fact, I think we actually did quite well, considering our opponent opened Widespread plus Slime and also had the Recital to protect as well. Whereas all we've had is our Slime that got popped, so... Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we do live this turn. We're already taking 11. 200 life points, though, is not a confident amount. We know that our opponent's back row should all be pretty much spent at this point, though. Like, he might have more Recitals, but... Hello, future new Challenger Cup winner, Tomato. I mean, I would love that to be the case. Well, first off, I want the meta to update, because I'm getting really bored of this current meta that we find ourselves in. There's no real point in flipping something down, is there? I think no matter how this goes, do I just lose here? I'd have to get his attack down to 0, which is not going to happen. The best we can do is kill the barrel dragon and then once again just pray he doesn't find an innovator. But he's still got 2 innovators left in the deck. But there's nothing better to do. So we're going to go ahead and drop TSA. Put you back, you back, you back, and you back. Return to the deck, everyone. Alright, we will reduce this. Activate the skill. Blue Eyes Rain. We will return... Yeah, sure. Get out of here, Essel. But probably should have kept Essel. I don't think it actually makes any real difference, but... So we can get 18 in there. If that has 0 defense. How many 0 defense cards does this deck even run, though? Not many. That would have to be exactly Crafter Drone for us to kill. I think our odds are better if we just do this. The odds are better that he doesn't draw Innovator than that monster has 0 defense. What the new deck, Tomato? This is Blue Eyes. With the new changes. But also, I'll give a huge shout out to Grand Harrier in the chat. Everyone already knows who Grand Harrier is, but, you know, we have to give the man a shout out when he's here. The best tournament organizer for Duel Links. The WinCon DC. So... there is a slim chance that he hasn't drawn Innovator, right? He could have the last 2 Innovators in the bottom 8. Of course, now we need it to be in the bottom 7. Ooh. If he's got Innovator... No Innovator! We're alive! Okay. We also get to keep our Piercing Samurai. So we know that if we had gone aggressive, we could have put him down to 200, but we couldn't have killed him. Unfortunately, losing that Siesta Torero might mean we can't win the game. No, okay, it doesn't matter. So we have no way to shuffle, which means Inferno is currently turned off. Doesn't really matter. I think we just go for it, right? There's no other play to really make. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. I don't think he can have anything left to stop us. Like, I'm pretty sure he can't do anything. There we go. Our win con was that his Innovators were at the bottom of his deck, and his Innovators were at the bottom of the deck. We will take that. We'll also save the replay, because if we do make a video out of this, we need all the wins we can get, especially against meta decks. Even if our opponent did brick. Alright, we need to check and make sure he actually had all 3 copies of Innovator, because if he did, he got very unlucky there. Let's do a looky-loo. He was only on 2 Innovator. So he could have found the Ace Breaker, which does the same thing, kind of. But not as well. This is obviously kind of a free-to-play version, but this deck is still very strong, right? Even with these ratios, this is still fine. Obviously, the 3rd Innovator would be much, much stronger. But, like, not having Gold Rush doesn't really matter. That deck counter maximum. So again, for anyone who's curious, this is the hodgepodge list that we're playing at the moment. This is just one of our wacky Blue Eyes builds, which is the Thunder, Cavalry, Trigger Drago, and Shield Boring Kong deck. So far, the deck has got a win, so we will take that. Let's jump into another game and see if we can't get another. Fingers crossed, eh? Right, starting duel. Is that Sakadetsu? Hello there, friend. Welcome, welcome. And Totodoo also snuck in without me noticing. Welcome on in. Hope everyone in chat's having a great day. Oh, for me, it's a bit warm. But the issue is, in the UK, it is always cold. So, it gets slightly warm, right? It gets barely warm at all. And suddenly everyone in the UK is like, oh my god, I can't survive, it's so hot. Because we don't have aircon, and our houses are made of bricks. So we basically build little ovens to keep ourselves in, and then we don't ventilate them properly, and then we complain that it's too hot. And that's the very British thing that happens here. The Legends himself. Come blessing everyone with good day. That's exactly how it should be. Tomorrow, ranked will reset. Is that tomorrow? Or is it... It's the day after tomorrow, isn't it? It could be tomorrow, I don't know. But... See, that's the issue is, I wanted to play speed as well on this account, but kind of just ran out of time. Like, we haven't played any speed on this account because we were playing, you know, Fluffles on the other account. My man is really just turboing through with his, what's the skill called? Already forgotten what it's called. Beyond Curiosity. He's using the Beyond Curiosity skill to just turbo through and try and maximum summon. The issue is, again, we don't deal with maximums super well. Now, we still do have 2 TSA and Tribute to the Doom, so we have 3 ways to out it. We only have those 3 ways to out it, which is a little bit risky. You notice as well that, like, all the best decks in the game right now, they all have ways to out a max that isn't Talismanic Seal Array or Tribute to the Doomed. Like, when we think about the best decks right now, we're talking about Machine, which can Innovator over it, Cyburst, which can weaken it, and boost over it with Hydron, or just summon their own max to deal with it. We're talking Royal Rebels that can pop it with Doom, and we're talking about, like, Magnum Overlord, which, again, can just boost over and not really care. I mean, we don't... This is a little bit awkward. I think I shouldn't have set this. Oh, no, it doesn't make much difference. We'll just do this. We'll tribute over this. We'll summon this. I think we're gonna use our Piercing Samurai. So I want to try and clear all 3 if I can. Take the Piercing. We'll just boop all of these monsters and pass. Wow, what the hell is this deck? This deck is a pile of crap. That's what this deck is. They're playing the Blue Eyes Rain skill, but we're only playing a single copy of Trigger Cavalry, or Trigger Drago. We're playing the 3 Kybermen though to try and draw into it, and then we're playing Shield Boring Kong just to try and meme. Our opponent is playing... What have you got that you've bricked on 4 cards? Now, maximum pieces, I'm like, okay, yeah, you could just have max pieces in hand. But what else have you drawn? Well, I guess he could also just have lots of trap cards. I know that some Beyond Curiosity lists do just, like, spam traps. So we'll summon out Kyber. Use Kyber effect. Bring out Bright. Go for the Inferno. Inferno, pop this. Okay, there's a guard gone. Unfortunately, we're not going to have Piercing. So I'm expecting no Recital. Okay, 2 guards? My man had 2 guards. Okay. And he's stopping the weaker one for some reason. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Wait, it's first turn. Why he have 15 cards in graveyard? So he's playing a skill called Beyond Curiosity that slaps 3 cards in his graveyard immediately. Or maybe it doesn't put this graveyard. I think it puts Femtron in his graveyard, and then it puts a load of other cards in his deck that are all like, sacrifice this card, draw cards. So the whole point of it is just to turbo through, which is basically what... We're going to save that replay. I don't know if that's a replay worth saving. No, we're not going to save that replay. That was a terrible replay. Alright, let's start coping. Box on Monday. I don't think we're getting a box before we get a bunch of leaks. Right? So I'm going to wait until the leaks come out. And then I'll know when a box is coming, right? Now, if we were to get leaks, it would be the next maintenance, right? Which, speaking of, let's go and check when the next maintenance is. No, go away, Doomon. We'll do you later. So when is this? Okay, so that's nothing. So do we have... Wait, do we know when the next maintenance is? Do we just not know when it is yet? So yeah, I'm just going to wait till the next maintenance. I think that's the plan. Kong, monkey. I mean, yeah, we gotta play the Kong. We gotta rep the Kong. Yo, Tomato, how do I use channel gems? So if you go down and you click on your channel gems, it will just tell you what you can, like, do with them. There's not much to do. We haven't put... So the plan is we're eventually going to put, like, sound effects and stuff that you can play, but I'm just very lazy. But I like to say I'm busy, because when you say you're busy, people are like, oh, okay, you haven't got the spare time to do it. When you say you're lazy, people kind of, you know, they don't feel that same sense of compassion. They just usually go, oh man, just do it. But yeah, the ones that we typically get are just choose my sleeves and choose my game mat. Speaking of, how do we... There we go. That's why you're sweating right now. So it's too hot. I'm not actually sweating that much. I just have a really shiny forehead. I'm not actually sweating at all on my head right now. Probably sweating in my pits. Yeah, we're sweating in the pits, I'll tell you that much. My man is playing... I can only assume this is going to be the Buster Blader's skill. I'm going to cog with Volt Condor, because all of the light monsters come reset trust. Because of all the light monsters. So just because of all the light monsters, right, yeah. I mean, it's not impossible. This is an awkward hand, but I mean... We're not going to not summon Trigger Drago. What did he do? Where did his other cards go? Did he tribute set? I missed it. Alright, we'll go Trigger Drago, go to battle, we'll just swing in. Okay. So we did hit the tribute monster, which, in retrospect, was that even worth hitting? Maybe, maybe not. If he's using the Buster Blader's skill, now would be the time to use it to dump it into the graveyard. Emblem of Destruction. Okay, so he's turned us into a dragon. Trigger Drago's only ever wanted to be a dragon, and now you've turned him into one. Finally. Didn't send to grave. So has he already drawn it? I can only assume he's just drawn it. But he's got two of his witnesses in the graveyard already, so he needs to find like a way to shuffle it back. He needs like another siesta, or he needs a TSA. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Something exciting, I'm sure. Tributes 1. Summons out your... Why are we playing Sage? What's the logic behind Sage? Just for this, to weaken a monster, hope it has enough, low enough defense that we can attack over it with a Piercing Samurai? Because, I mean, that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's also a 0 attack for Hiroshima Warrior. Then we're tributing over it for another set. I can only assume that's a second Sage. Because what else would you do there? But if you were going to do that anyway, why wouldn't you just send the Sage to graveyard, send the Buster Blader in hand to grave? I mean, I'm not using my back row either way, mate. You can turn off my ability to do so all you want. Straight to battle, so we're keeping 2 cards in hand, so we definitely could have just sent another card to grave. We chose not to. Very interesting. The other issue is here is that I am playing a dragon deck, and I'm playing against, you know, an anti-dragon deck, which is not ideal. Let's put it that way. So I'll go ahead and tribute these two. Summon this out. We'll activate Shield Boar and Kong. We'll pop this. And this is, unfortunately, the Blue Eyes thing happening all over again. Which is we unfortunately have a lot of high levels in the deck and can't empty the hand. How was your Vast Vulcan deck tomorrow? The Vast Vulcan deck that we built was okay. It was doing decently well. But we have since updated it, basically to include the Vulcan-specific spell card a bit more. Because originally we were trying to play more of like a trap version of the deck. But I think playing it more aggressively is the better way to play it. Okay, so he doesn't have a witness then. Otherwise he would have grabbed back the Buster Blader already. He could just tribute these. But if he's going to, I don't know why we would bother changing this to defense mode first. Plays another back row, passes the turn. Okay, that's not bad. We will Kyberman. Activate Kyberman. Call forth the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. We'll go ahead and activate our Dragon's Inferno. We'll pop this. Then I could flip him down. What's the benefit? I guess I get to shuffle some stuff back. I can't even flip him down because it's a it can only change attack position monsters face down. So I'll tribute over this for this. We'll go ahead and do this because getting more cards in the graveyard is generally always a good thing. We can use this effect to pop this because we do have a normal legend monster in play. We'll then go to battle, swing over this. Swing over this. And then get him for that 3k. So, 200 life points. But, once again, he is playing a Buster Blader deck. So if he does find his last witness... 1, 2... Yeah, he's got 1 witness left. So we can get this back. Make all of our guys dragons. It doesn't really make a difference. Except that when Blue Eyes Bright goes to graveyard, he'll get to keep that boost. Right, let's have a look what people are saying. What spice did you add to the new Blue Eyes? I mean, can't you see on the board? We got Shield Boar and Kong in here. I love aggressive play. Good news, Konami just released Rush Dual Elemental Heroes. Your poor wife. I'm single, bro. I don't even have a GF. Pour one out for my man Duke. But, yeah, heroes are fun. We've already put 2 videos on the channel of us playing with heroes. You know, check that out over on the YouTube. But, yeah, we've been enjoying playing them. The heroes are definitely very fun. I'm looking forward to getting more support. The one thing that's a little bit disappointing, I suppose, is that they're coming out with Contact Fusion. Which, you know, it makes sense because Neos is the Contact Fusion guy. So we're going to release the Neospatians in the next set. But I've always been a fan of the regular elemental heroes. I've never really been a huge Neos fan. And, like, I'm not a big Neospatian fan in general. If you play Kong, how much Bright are you running? We're only on 1 copy of Bright. So the logic is that as long as we can keep putting Bright back in our deck, and we can keep putting Kyberman back in our deck, we have infinite Bright, right? That's the logic. That's the logic we've been going with. We'll see how that actually works out. It's more like, it's just something interesting that you can do with the new skill, right? Oh no, we're reaching that point. It's the end of the month. The meta's getting stale. The Rush King of Games ladder is starting to fall off. Oh god, we haven't had this issue. We haven't had this exact problem of games taking more than a few seconds to find since, like, Rush Duels first came out. I'm talking, like, before the second set released. And we were like, oh no, finding games is taking longer than instant. What is going wrong? Why do you not like the Neos deck? So, Neos, back in... You know, when Neos came out, was garbage, right? Neos's gimmick was that it was just a normal monster that you could, like, special summon off of Oversoul. And if you tried to fuse it with Contact Fusion, everything you made was just garbage, right? Because it would either have to go back into your deck, or it doesn't go back into your deck, in which case... Okay, we're just going to set a bunch of stuff, I think. Or you need the field spell to stop it from going back into your deck, which makes it very fragile. you also had to tribute out... Well, you had to get the Neos onto the field somehow, so you'd either use Fake Hero, or you'd send it to the graveyard and revive it, or, God forbid, tribute 2 monsters to summon it. Okay, this is going to be pretty rough for us. This is basically our deck's hard counter. So, we're not feeling super confident in this game. We'll see what happens. No! Don't attack my 1500 defense guy. Right, we only lose 200 life points here. So, I mean, it could have been worse. I could flip it down, attack over it, sending that to grave. I guess we'll do this first. We'll flip this up. Activate the effect of Essel. Mill 2. We will set this. Go ahead and tribute 2. Summon this out. Activate his effect. Normal summon Siesta Torero. Then, I guess... I'll go ahead and activate Siesta Torero's effect. We'll put back 1, 2... Probably just the 1500 Defender, to be honest. We should have done that second, because then we could have put both Siestas back in. That would have been a lot better. Oh well. It doesn't really matter. Go to battle, swing over this. So now this is where this becomes an issue, because our deck basically has to spam out lots of big guys, which means we are just food for Doom Metal. So he could just OTK us right here, and it's not even unlikely that he does do that. The only thing that maybe makes it hard for him is he's already got 2 7s in grave. So we'd have to, like, find a way to get a 7, which, yeah, there it is. So now, is that Shui with the raid? Welcome. Oh, right into an ad break as well. But welcome, welcome on in, Raiders and Shui. How is everybody doing? Always give the shout out to my man Shui. Well, we didn't get OTK'd. That's something. That is indeed something. Right, go 1. Yeah, hope the stream ended well. Obviously, we were there for a lot of it, but we weren't there at the end. We could just pierce over this and pray. I mean, it's not the, like, securest strategy in the world, but... Right, what we'll do first is we'll do this, because we're not going to attack over that anyway, so we're just going to put some cards back in the old deck. I don't know why I'm putting back all the tribute monsters right now. That doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. We're going to flip this down. We're going to go ahead and tribute 1, tribute 2. Now, as long as this isn't a high defense monster, we might be okay. Ugh, 100 life! No, it was so close! Alright, we still have a chance. We still have a chance. Baby shark, do. Exactly. The sharks look like a pretty cool deck, but it's basically like rank 4 turbo, right? Rank 4 turbo the deck. Why don't you play it slow then, the classic anti-Royal Rebel strat? Because we don't really have a way to win from that position, is the primary concern. If we just have one monster, we don't have like an innovator that can get damage in, right? We have to rely on Trigger Drago, and Trigger Drago doesn't work half the time. I mean, his hand's empty again. We could just go for the Trigger Drago, but again, he's got all his back row turned on now, so we probably can't win. Alright, Siesta Torero. Activate the effect. Put these 3 back in. Flip this down. So no Piercing Sam. The problem is, Piercing Samurai, like, doesn't necessarily get much damage in. Realistically, so we could play this, like, slow now. We could summon this out in defense, and then just, like, try and survive. But at some point, we have to try and get through this back row. I think we will do that. We're going to try and chill. There's, like, a slim chance. Because the issue is, we haven't seen any of his traps yet, right? So he still has access to negate attack. He still has access to slime. The chances of him having one or both of those back there are actually quite high. What are you taking here that's going to matter? Archfiend Soldier, that does not matter. Okay. So we do survive this turn. Now we need to draw it into a really good back row, basically. That's not a really good back row at all. The issue now is when we put this to attack mode, no matter what we do with this, it's getting popped by either a heavy metal or a doom. So leaving it in defense doesn't matter anymore. So we just have to go for it, but we're almost certainly not going to actually kill through. So I think we just lose here, unfortunately. But we'll do what we can. Attack! Right, which one's he got? He's got some sort of good back row. Okay, negate attack. So that's the one we turned off before. So now he just needs a heavy metal or a doom metal, either of the metal boys, and we're just dead. There's nothing we can do about it. I forgot the last message. Don't surrender against demons. I mean, we tried, but again, this is our hard counter. There's nothing we can do about it. I see Sam in hand. 100 damage is enough. Well, yeah, but it's 100 damage through triple back row is the issue. We already had quite a good chance of being able to do something. How are we still alive? So he had to attack in that order because of his skill. No, he didn't use the skill. We have a 33% chance to just hit the right back row. That's the situation we find ourselves in. I mean... we can't even hit the right back row because we don't have access to a thingy. Alright, behold the plan. We set. We set. We tribute set. We set the back row. We pass the turn. This is the plan. Genies is fine. No, he has stopped defense! And Talismanic Seal Array. Okay, yeah, the game is over. The game is over. This is a good replay, though. We will save this replay. Yeah, unfortunately, there are just some decks that just Royal Rebels hard counter, which is why it's such a strong deck right now. The only decks that don't really get hard countered by this is, like, Machine and I guess Overlord to an extent. Like, any deck that has to commit loads of guys to the board to actually win the game just gets hard shut down by Doom Metal, so it can get very awkward to try and win. Here's Toying With You. And Worm. I mean, Worm still lose to the same stuff. Like, Worm don't have a good matchup into Royal Rebels, unfortunately. Right, what we are going to do now is we are going to swap into a different one. Look at all these different lists we have. We're going to try one of the others. Let's try something a bit more fun. So this is Dino Eyes. And this deck was inspired by... If we bring this up, we can actually go to their channel. Where is it? Over here. This was inspired by friend of the channel, Vila de Palha. So if anyone is curious, bear in mind this entire video is in a language I do not speak, but I'll post that anyway. But yeah, it was their idea to combine the dinosaurs with the blue eyes, and we're going to try it out here and see how it goes. Now, the primary concern with this deck is it lacks some fundamentals, that being a way to beat set 3 pass. We don't have any piercing. We don't have any way to pop face down cards. So there are some weaknesses with this deck, but it's dinosaurs. We're not going to not try the dinosaurs, right? We got to see how the dinos play. And technically, our like mid-range game is still going to be really strong. It's just, does that matter? And once again, like all the Blue Eyes lists, or at least most of them that you're going to see, we are going to be very fragile against Royal Rebels. Fortunately, Royal Rebels isn't a particularly common deck. It's JD Scrub. Oh boy. Now, what's JD Scrub going to be playing? Is JD Scrub playing something good, or is JD Scrub memeing? That's the question. Because if this is Machine, this could be dicey. To be fair, we have quite good defense values, so maybe we won't care about machines too much. The old set 3 pass. Let's see what we draw. Dragon's Inferno. This hand doesn't accomplish a ton right now. I think no matter what, we Kyberman here, right? We'll just summon out the boy. We don't need to get, like, wacky with it. We'll just use the effect, mill another one, that's fine. We'll summon out the Siesta Torero, because we might as well try and attack it and see what he's got. Go battle, we'll try and swing into this. Let's see what he's got. Okay, so this is just machines. Okay, okay. I know 2 of those cards. Yeah, you should know Tribute to the Doomed. Who doesn't love Tribute to the Doomed? So this is Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. He's a new Blue Eyes. This is a racial stereotype. He just hangs out. Okay, so we are going to go into a bigger boy. Let's see what we got. And Kyberman. Oh, good old Kyberman. There he is. Now looking better than ever. Have you really... My man has really just hard drawn double aim eagle, double boss monster, and all the light monsters to actually make this happen. Holy, okay. We are getting a little bit sacked here, lads. This is not going well. We also haven't seen any of our dinosaurs yet. Look at this damage output on turn 2. Well, it's turn 3, but look, we're already down to 2100. And this is entirely just off of top decking. This hand is awkward to say the least. Okay, how do we want to do this? Having that doesn't actually accomplish anything. We have to use both of those to do that. We're always using Tribute to the Doomed. I think we're just sending Blue Eyes to the grave here. We'll just get rid of this. We'll then summon out Soul Drake, summon out Soul Drake. We have to activate the Soul Drake to send it because it has to be 2 level 4 effect monsters. Then we'll bring back the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Set this, go to battle, swing over this. So, he's out of... Well, saying that, he's just put both of his aim eagles back in. So if he just gets an aim... I think we're dead. I think we're dead no matter what. I think we're just dead. But we had to do that play to not die anyway. The only other thing we could have done is just set 2 Soul Drake, tribute over 1 for the Mega Zowler in defense, have 2 defense monsters. That was literally the only other play we had. And then we still, instead of popping the 25, we popped the 24 because it's obviously the Piercer. Alright, now we might be able to get somewhere. Ugh. Okay, we can go Dragon's Inferno. Pop the back row. Set 1, set 2. We'll summon Siesta Torero. We're going to go ahead and tribute him off. To summon the mighty dinosaurs. We'll go battle here. We'll start swinging. Get yo crap out of my face. We want to keep his resources as low as possible because machines can struggle if they run out low on resources, so... Is he using Mirror Innovator? Yes, he certainly is. There is one in the graveyard right now. And once again, we do have the new Mirror Innovator remote, everyone. There it is. Check it out. Alright, let's take a look. So here, we can go Dragon's Inferno. We can pop one of his back row. Then we can go Dragon's Inferno. We can pop one of his back row. Then... we can tribute 1, tribute 2. Then we're not actually going to bother using our Super King Rex's effect because we'd rather get cards out of our hand. We'll go battle, swing with this. Swing with this. Get him for 3,000. Come on, dinosaurs! We can do it, dinosaurs! Just a little bit more. I was gone for a moment and now there are dinos. Yeah, there were always dinos. What's wrong, Whistling Bird? There was never not dinos. Don't worry about it. Don't turn off the right one. Oh, you jerk. Right, JD Scrub, are you watching the stream? JD Scrub is in the stream. Stream sniper. Okay, I think we might be cooked. Another back row. Activates the TTTD. Can't help but notice the lack of psychic emotes. We'll get there. We'll get there slowly but surely. What if he draws Mirror Innovator? If he draws Mirror Innovator, we are already dead. So we don't worry about that. We don't worry about the worst case scenarios. Okay, so what is the issue? It is that he's going to have slime face down. That is the problem. So when he reveals his slime, we are cooked, and there's nothing we can do about it. So with that in mind, we will set. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon out the boy. Normal. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Activate Super King Rex. Bring back Megazowler. Activate Blue Eyes Bright. Flip over TSA. And then with this, we'll put back into the deck... God, what do we even want? Probably some of these. That's probably fine. Let's put these back. And then we'll run into his slime. Slime. Predicted. And then we'll slap him for 0. And then we're going to slap him for 0. And then we're going to pass the turn. Right, how much back row hate do we have left in this deck? We've used 1, 2. So we still have 1 left. There's a chance he hasn't drawn it. If he hasn't, we're in a good spot. But there is more likely to have drawn his back row hate than not drawn his back row hate. So, it's not looking great, but there is a chance. Uh-oh. Up to the 5,000 attack. Straight to battle. Does declare the attack. We do have the buffered slime to protect. We have milled our negate attack, which is a little bit yikes. Unfortunately, we can't use Kyberman's effect. Are we boned here? We can get 100 in. We can get a maximum of 1900 damage in. Unfortunately, has to be 4 or lower effect monsters, so we cannot use Soul Drake. This is just in the way. We don't have any way to tribute them out of the way. Siesta also doesn't help here. I think we're just dead here, lads, unfortunately. Because we know he's got a high level in hand, so he's going to just put a card from his hand back into his deck, grab it as Aim Eagle, summon out the Aim Eagle plus anything else, send them both, summon it out, attack, dead. We can't leave this. Use Siesta effect. Siesta's effect doesn't help us, though, unfortunately. Like, we can flip that down, put cards back in our deck, but then what? Like, this has got 1800 defense, so we have to clear with this, because this can't do it. Wish for another Bright. I mean, I think that's all we can do. I'm pretty sure we're just dead no matter what. But I think we have to do this. We have to do this. We go battle and just swing over this. So, our win con is that he doesn't find another Innovator. That is our win con. If he finds another Innovator, which he should easily be able to do, we're dead no matter what. But yeah, thank you for the follow, CZ3307. Any suggestions for a machine caster deck? I'd like to run 7's Innovator, but not sure how it might work. It's going to be an awkward one, I'll tell you that much. The decks don't really work very well together, and there isn't really much reason. Yeah, there it is. There's the Innovator. To be fair, we're winners from this game, right? We came in here with Dinosaur Blue Eyes, and we got so close to beating machines, right? We got so close. We're the real winners here. Like, we're feeling pretty good about that, all things considered. But yeah, unfortunately, there was no winning that, right? Innovator is just too strong of a card. The fact that we even got close to winning, if we had won that, then that would have been very amusing. Very, very funny. Note importantly, he's stream sniping. I mean, right, regardless or not, if someone is stream sniping or not, when you do stream something like this, you're inviting that anyway. You can't get upset when people do that. And again, not saying anyone is, right? It's funny to joke about it, but, you know, some people will take that stuff offensively, right? GG's and good morning. I just realized I was playing you and you were online. Welcome on NJD Scrub. Yeah, we got very close there. Our little silly dinosaur deck got very close. What monster did you flip down? We didn't flip down any monster. Well, tribute to the doomed. We're just going to send a Super King Rex. So there's a myriad of different reasons to choose different cards to send there. We could have sent Bright, which means if we open Soul Drake, we can get it back. But at the same time, if we open a Kyberman, we do just get to summon out Bright. And getting one Kyberman is easier than getting Soul Drake plus another card. With Siesta, or you don't flip, and the other face down. So if we had summoned Siesta, we were dead to anything. The way that we played it, we were only dead to Innovator. But if we had summoned Siesta face up, we couldn't have gotten rid of Siesta, so it would just been left as a 1200 attack monster on the field. So anything kills us. Whereas the way we did it, again, even if he summoned out Aim Eagle, cheated out a 2500 attacker, and attacked over us, we still weren't dead. Ah, my Dragon's Inferno. So I think you could have won. Torero down the Innovator, shuffle Bright, get Bright with Kyber in hand. No, so we can't do that because we can't use the skill when we have a level 8 monster on the field. So because we had the Super King Rex in play, our skills turned off, so we couldn't do it. Just joined. What are the reveals, chat? Oh, I haven't actually looked at the reveals yet. We'll do it after this game. Now we've got a few more people here. Okay, we're just dead because we just bricked on 3 high levels. Again, this is just something that can happen, unfortunately. When you play this many high levels, occasionally you will get games like this. Hello, Dwan. Torero should kill face down. Rex kills Inno. Bright attacks direct. Again, we can't do that. That doesn't work, Whistling Bird, unfortunately. Because, again, we can't use the skill. Like, we still had Bright in deck. We just couldn't get it because we had a level 8 on the field already. Alright, let's take a quick look at the leak, shall we? Do we have the right one open is the question. Or is that one better? They're both kind of in the same spot. What if we do that? There we go, that's better. So. Sorry, didn't know about the restriction. I mean, that's completely fine. So, the first thing we wanted to talk about today was we had the speed tier list updated, which is pretty cool. I personally, right, again, this is a me thing, I understand this. I don't like having a tier list that doesn't have a tier 1. To me, it's just weird. Like, in my mind, this is now the tier list. This is tier 1, this is tier 2. That's all this list means to me. To me, it seems really silly to not have a tier 1. Like, you can have 3 tier 1 decks, that's completely fine. This is tier 1. So yeah, Borrowlink, Perform Agent, Unchained. 3 very strong decks. Unchained actually has been doing very, very well. Lamau, yeah, how is there not a tier 1? So I understand the reasoning behind it. They're saying there's no tier 1 decks in the sense that None of these three are so much further ahead than these other decks that they deserve to be in, like, a tier 1 status. But, at the same time, anyone that looks at this list is just going to be like, okay, this is tier 1 now, right? No one's going to care that there's no tier 1 deck. People are just going to be like, okay, this is tier 1, this is tier 2, and these are high potential. There's just no tier 3. That's all people are going to look at when they look at this. That's all I see when I look at this. It's just a lower powered tier 1. Yeah, basically. But Borrowlink is still fantastic, still a very strong deck. Performage, again, a really, really strong deck. Performage, especially, using the... has a lot of weird little tricks that I do really like. The thing I don't like so much is I guess the deck gets hard shut down by, like, Dweller. So they play Mind Control, which has a really cool little interaction where you can mind control your opponent's Dweller and then overlay your Vespinato onto it, which is very funny, but also very frustrating when you're the one with the Dweller. Unchained became weaker with the new Dweller decks. I mean, that's going to happen, right? Unchained also one of those gets hard countered by Dweller decks. But still very fun, still very cool. I still enjoyed my time playing it. Blue Eyes is never going anywhere. Blue Eyes is forever on the tier list. It's never leaving. Fleur is such a versatile type deck, right? You can play Fleur in a bunch of other stuff as well as it just being its own thing. Sacred Beast is the new kind of Blue Eyes, or the new Eternal Bond. It's the new kind of easy to play, very annoying, has a lot of cards that you kind of have to deal with in a very specific way. It's kind of whatever. Shadow is kind of a cool deck. Obviously, what's it called? What's the Floodgate one? Not Wendy? Winder? Something. The one that stops you from summoning. We can probably just find it just by clicking in here. This arsehole. No, not Shekinah. Where is it? Why is it not in this list? Do people not play it? I mean, Construct's like kind of fine. I know a lot of people find Construct annoying. What's the one that stops you from summoning? I'm sure that's in this deck, right? Do people just not play Winder in like the competitive versions? Is that the world that we live in now? It's added with the skill. Ah, right. See, that's what I get for not actually playing it. But yeah, getting, Winder is annoying. The rest of the deck I think is fine. Like, it's pretty fun. It's fun to play through, right? Your opponent will set up a whole bunch of different, like, floating effects and triggering effects and all these different cool interactions. And I think it's really fun and satisfying to play through it all. So I do actually really like the Shadow deck. And then Infernoble Knight is another weird one. I don't know a ton about it, but, like, it's cool. And then we get to the high potential, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I see this, right? These are all, like, the new decks, all the cards that got new support. What is not here? What is missing from this high potential list that makes me kind of sad? And that is Super Quants. I want Super Quants to be high potential, but apparently no one has faith in the Super Quants. Shadow probably will be demoted from tier 3 soon. Yeah, it's a shame. I wouldn't be surprised if Infernoble did as well. Fleur is a weird one, where I think it's been around for a long time and people started like splashing and everything, so people will probably want to see this gone. I still think it's kind of a cool deck. Is super polymerization possible in Go Rush? I mean, anything is possible, but they would have to rework it. They'd either have to turn it into a trap card, or you just make it, a regular, normal spell card, not a quick play, because quick plays don't exist in Rush. And, having cards respond to it doesn't matter, so it would just be fuse using your opponent's cards. So one thing I will say is there is a card. I don't know if it's going to be in the database yet. This guy. So this is Prime Dwarf, right? Prime Dwarf is Galaxy Effect. We can send one monster from our field to the graveyard. So this usually. Or, well, I don't think it is usually this. Send a monster, doesn't really matter. Then you can shuffle 3 light attribute monsters with different types from your graveyard into the deck. If you do, you can fusion summon 1 light attribute monster by sending light attribute monsters from among the face-up monsters on the field to the graveyard. So this lets you fuse with your opponent's light monsters. And light is like dark in Master Rule. So in Master Rule, dark tends to be the very, very powerful type, and then light is still a really strong type, but it's a bit weaker, and then the other ones kind of fall off after that. In Rush Duel, light is the best cards. All the best cards in the game are light cards. So Prime Dwarf, especially right now in the meta, gets to suck up like everything. The only thing this doesn't really work against that well will be like the Jinzo deck and maybe the Harpy deck, but even those decks still run light monsters to like back them up, so... I mean, Duel Links Rush Duel. In Duel Links Rush Duel, we are not going to see a Super Poly. Like, no chance we're seeing Super Poly, my friend. But yeah. Then, But yeah, I would like to see Super Quants. I think it's a bit sad that they're not on here at all. And I also looked through these messages. I don't think anyone even mentioned it. I'm pretty sure no one even spoke about it at all, which is a shame. I would have liked to see, like, Super Quants is underperforming, is inconsistent, and therefore it's not going to make the tier list. But, like, I understand why it's not, right? You know, you don't need to talk about the decks that aren't going to make the list anyway. But yeah, that's kind of it for, like, that. Then we've got this. This was our leak, our 1,000 knives coming in at limit 1. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if they confirmed this was just straight limited 1 or if we're only getting 1 copy. It was one of the two. Either way, we're only going to have a single 1,000 knives, which I think is a little bit sad. I think we could have released this card at 3 and then maybe Dark Magician could have been like a contender, because being able to pop face down cards is still really cool. Like, you can now use this as the Dark Magician way to beat set 3 pass. You can use this to clear maximums. Like, suddenly this becomes potentially a viable deck, right? But Super Quants is just a Towers Turbo fun deck. Yeah, but let a Towers Turbo deck be tiered for a bit. Give it a really busted skill, right? Just YOLO it. So how do you think we will get the knives? I mean, this could be a bundle, right? There's a possibility. It could be a reward from an event. It could just be like a login campaign. There's so many different ways we could get this. I don't think it necessarily matters, but we're gonna get it, right? 1 DM and 1 knives is a terrible ratio. So 1 DM doesn't matter as much because we do have the skill, right? What's it called? Shuffle? Come on. What is it? Is it Spellcaster Shuffle? Is that what it's called? Magician Shuffle. So this skill can be used 4 months to blah 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 blah. Add Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So we do have multiple ways to just keep getting the Dark Magician. So that in itself isn't the end of the world. And there are other Dark Magician support cards we could get, such as... Where is he? Where's my old man? Mature Dark Magician, which I guess we'll just make it. Bring it over here, that's pretty easier. Which is pretty cool. We can send a Dark Attribute Spellcaster to the graveyard to draw a card. That in itself is pretty cool, right? Spellcasters already have a discard draw, so now they'd have a second. And then we can special summon a Dark Magician from our graveyard. So this is just another way to just keep reusing Dark Magician, as well as there's a myriad of other really cool cards that are less likely to come out. We could see Dark Executor Warlock, but it's a bit awkward to fulfill its effect, so But as Lim 1, which means by the same logic, we have infinite DMs. Same logic as 1 Bright Eyes, 1 Kyberman. Yeah, basically, yeah. What can you say if Super Polymerization be available in Rush Duels, in Duel Links, and Rush Duel games? Realistically, I don't think we would see Super Poly. If Super Poly did come out, it would be probably as like a gimmick. Like I already talked about earlier, they'd have to heavily change how the card works. Just because fundamentally, everything that card doesn't work in Duel Links. Or doesn't work in Rush Duel. Realistically, I don't think it would matter anyway. The chances that you'd actually have something you could actually make would be so low. Like, the only real cards we have that have, like, an ease of access to summoning, like using random stuff, is going to be things like, you know, 5-headed dragon, which is made using any 5 dragons. We also have, like, Eternal Galactica Oblivion, which can be made using any 2 light attribute galaxies and a Galactica Oblivion. Like, it's not super easy to just make stuff. Like, in the physical game, we have stuff that just uses 2 random things, right? We have Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, sort of that stuff, which will just let you fuse any 2 darks. But it's going to be a lot harder to make that work. Since they already started Contact Fusion, so there is a little chance we can see Super Poly. I mean, there is, but I don't think Contact Fusion... Like, in my mind, Contact Fusion is moving away from possibility of Super Poly, right? Like, if we were going to get Super Poly, it would make sense to do it as Polymerization was doing well and how Fusion was doing good. But now we're moving away from, like, the Fusion spell cards. That it almost feels like, why would we go back to them, right? Try Dynabase. I mean, who doesn't have Try Dynabase? Try Dynabase is an awkward one, though. Because you have to use the Nest Tridar tank, which is... I really wanted this deck to be, like, good, but it's, like, super awkward. Let's just put it that way. Be crazy in the mirror? I mean, it could be, right? But, back to where we were talking, we have 1,000 Knives, right? Again, to me, this is disappointing. I want... Just give us 3 copies of 1,000 Knives, Konami. Just let Dark Magician be a strong deck. Like... Realistically, this could make Dark Magician like a tier 2 deck if we gave him 3,000 Knives. 1,000 Knives? Who cares? Like, is anyone really going to try and make Dark Magician like a really strong deck with like a single copy of 1,000 Knives? At that point, you might as well just play like Talisman Accelerate, right? I don't know. It's a weird one. Are these the new leaks? I mean, this isn't necessarily a new leak, but this is one of the leaks. Dan, that's the next month. They nerf it so hard from the anime. Oh, did rush to, yeah. Oh, yeah, they definitely nerf it from the anime. DM is already quite good. The thing is, DM is like... So, when we talk about different decks... So, let's go over to this tier list. This is the last one we made. This needs to be changed, by the way. This is just the last one that we had. Like, Dark Magician is probably like a tier 4 deck. Like, it's probably like somewhere down here. But that's the thing. In Rush Duel, it can be very different. Like, realistically, any of these decks even down here, they can take games off of these 2 decks at the top. Just because these 2 are at the top, it doesn't mean they're infallible, right? Rush Duel is a game where you can just brick, you can just high roll, you can just find your Legend 1-ofs. Your opponent could just not find their Legend 1-ofs. And so because of that, like, it's hard to be like, oh, this Rush deck is just straight up bad. It's more like a spectrum, right? And the decks on one end win more often, and that'll be like these, right? And then down here we have the decks that still win, but just not as often, right? So it'll be a tad better now. I think the thing with the Dark Magician deck is that people started playing it with, what was it called? The one that reduces the attack of monsters, the dragon guy. I forget what he's called. But that one. Does Prime in Rush Duels? Does Prime... You're going to have to... in Quidle's deck. So, yeah, in the physical Rush game, we have Quidle's cards, all the Prime cards. We don't have them in Duel Links, obviously, not yet. I see 1,000 Knives as DMG having Tribute to the Doomed, but better, and not using the Legend spell slot so you can run SS or Reincarnation for utility. Kind of... But, like, the issue is, it has the same problem that we have in, for example, like this deck that we're playing here. So we do have 3 copies of Dragon's Inferno. But most of the time, we have to get one of our dragons out to actually use it. So a lot of the time, the Dragon's Inferno doesn't work. And I think you'll find that probably at least a little bit in the Dark Magician deck. Where you'll be like, I really need to get my Dark Magician to turn on 1,000 Knives, but I just don't quite have access to it right now. So there'll just be some turns where you just can't use it. Which, again, isn't the end of the world. It just makes it feel a bit worse to play. What is the card in the right side of the Dino? What are we talking about back over here? Which one? There's lots of dinosaurs is the issue. We have a lot of dinosaurs in this deck. This is a dino. On the right of him, we have Kyberman. These are dinos. On the right of them, we have nothing. This is a dinosaur. On the right side of him, we have Tribute to the Doomed. On the tier list... Okay, let's get the tier list back up. On the right side of Dino. Oh, this guy. This is Volcano Dragon. What's his name? Volcano Attack Dragon, I think is his name. Let's bring him up quick. Volcano Attack Dragon. He has his own skill, which lets you search Dragon's Inferno, and is not very good, but it did win a tournament once. So, it has that going for it. It's not a particularly good card. The skill is, like, fine, but, like, a lot of the dragon skills are fine. But, other than that, we have announced cards. And these aren't really leaks because, you know, Konami told us about them. But we do know that we're getting these cards in the future. And the 2 Rush ones are very exciting. More specifically, Constructor Fighter Mixer is very, very exciting. So if a face-up field spell card is on the field during the turn that you've normal summoned this card, we can send the top card of the deck to the graveyard. Then if you send a Worm-type normal monster to the graveyard with this effect, you can draw 1 card. So, this card is very restrictive, right? We have to have a field spell. That already kind of sucks. We have to send the top card event to the graveyard, which is only one card. We have to then hope that card we sent is a worm normal. All of those things kind of suck. But if we do that, we do get a draw. And we've seen the power of just getting a +1 can be really strong. Chaos Femtron made Cyburst good, just by getting that +1. Right? Being able to use Witness to get back the Buster Blader, again, has made that deck have legs. Being able to get the plus is really, really strong, as well as the fact it will potentially filter you through your deck to turn your skill on. So generally quite good. So, again, a lot of hoops to jump through, but assuming we do manage to jump through those hoops, potentially a very strong card going forward. And I think you play this in the deck either way, right? I think it's just a good enough card that you play it. And then the other card is less good. This is Gravity plus Dragon. We can send one card from our hand to the graveyard. One face-up monster on your field gains attack equal to the number of face-up Dragon-type normal monsters on your field times 400. So you're going to have a Gravity plus on the field. So you have a maximum of 2 other cards, which means you could boost himself up to 24, or boost one of your other cards up by 4 or 800. It's a level 6 monster, so it requires a tribute. Only has 1600 attack. It's just bad. This is just bad. I don't see a world in which this is good, but you never know. Maybe there's something there. But Constructor Fighter Mixer, I think this will start seeing play. Because this is with the rerun of Asana as well, we will be getting a super rare alongside this card, and presumably the mini box is also going to have Asana stuff in it, so that would be pretty cool. What if Dark Hole appeared in Seven's World? I don't think we're ready for Dark Hole just yet, but there are so many legends that we don't have access to yet. Can we filter this by legends? We can. So, like, there are just so many legends that are just low power legends that we just don't have yet. I don't think they would immediately rip off the bandage and go for Dark Hole. What makes sense to me is they'll release Dark Hole when we get the Dark Hole support cards, which are the Dark Galaxy stuff. So in Go Rush World, we'll probably get Dark Hole. I don't see it coming out anywhere before them. Like, we have so many of these other cards. Like, we still don't have Card Destruction yet. You know, we got Dark Factory of Mass Production to get. Final Destiny could probably come out and probably be fine. Hammer Shot, like, bring this out, right? I mean, this would actually be quite a nice anti-maximum card in a weird way. I think it'd be better than Tribute to the Doomed, depending on how you look at it, right? Tribute to the Doomed is better because it's more versatile. Hammer Shot is not as versatile, but doesn't cost as many resources, right? Yeah, there are so many of these cards, like Smashing Ground we haven't got yet. Upstart Goblin is also a funny one, but again, this will come out when we get the Fusion Dino stuff. And then don't even get me started on the traps. Where's Trap Hole? Where is Trap Hole? It make Dragius bigger. I mean, yeah, you can only run one Dragius in it though when you use the when you use that skill. But yeah, that's it for the I mean, one thing we will also say is Constructor Fighter Mixer. We did predict it. We did predict we were getting this in our next box predictions. Now, obviously, it's not coming in a box, but we still did predict that we were going to get it. Here he is. I get to pat myself on the back just a little bit. So, I think with that, we'll jump back into a couple more Dino games. I do want to keep playing this deck, and we are going to see if we can find kind of the best way to play the Blue Eyes. Because even the games we've lost, we've only actually lost one game super hard. The other games were, like, relatively close. I like Copycat. Copycat's a cool card, but again, it's one of those cards that would have to come out a lot quicker. Like, it has to come out, like, almost before 2025 for it to even see any play, I feel. Because, like, it's going to get power crept super hard. Like, already, people might not bother playing Copycat because there's just other cards you could play instead. Well, this is a hand. Are we going to keep the Kyber in hand? I think we're going to keep Kyberman in hand because that guarantees us a play next turn. So let's see what our opponent does. Hopefully we don't get punished a crap ton for not setting the third monster. I mean, we might, but hopefully we don't. Ugh, it's machines again. There are so many machine players in King of Games. No, my Siesta Torero. Okay, let's see what we draw. I mean, those are certainly cards. Those are cards that do things. We have to put one of these back into our hand, which is, I think, kind of sucks here. I mean, alright, let's go Essel. We'll activate Essel. We're then going to Tribute 1, Tribute 2, summon out Super King Rex. We'll activate Super King. Use the effect to bring back Mega Zowler. Ah, we've done it in the wrong order. Because we've done that, we now can't use the Kyberman. Ugh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? What part of me thought that was a good idea? Man, how did I mess that up so perfectly? Right, well at this point we'll just set this. Yeah, so for anyone that didn't understand what happened there, we could have used the skill. Okay, that is more than fine. I am perfectly fine to have you waste your Widespread Ruin on that. We could have used the skill, but we couldn't use the skill because we summoned an 8. So we just goofed. We just goofed. Kong was a 7. No, Kong is an 8. So there's a couple of different problems with different... Oh no, my tribute to the Doom. With the different cards you use. If you use 7s, you can use the skill, right? So if you use 7s, they don't stop you from using the skill. But if you play 8s, they can still attack after you've used Soul Drake. So like, there's swings and roundabouts for like whether you want to play 7s or 8s with this. 8s can still attack after Soul Drake, so that's, you know, again, their main benefit. 7s don't knock off the skill. Oh, would you look at this? It's Spellcaster Machines. This is like the most least threatening Spellcaster Machine board of all time. Yeah, this is fine. We've maintained both of our traps. Okay, I guess we're just going to go ahead and do this now. Blue Eyes Rain. We'll put a Kyberman back. Because we don't want it just sitting in our hand. Now we're going to summon out Kyberman, activate the effect. Call forth the mighty Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. We'll go ahead and use Dragon's Inferno. We'll pop this back row. We'll activate the effect to mill. It's not the best mill in the world, but it's also not the worst. We'll go to battle. We'll swing over this. Boop. We'll pass turn. You didn't goof. You baited your opponent into thinking you are on dinos and not Blue Eyes. I mean, that's one way to look at it. We need some ways to shuffle back. We've only got one copy of... he's also got all the back row in the world. He's playing Hammer Crush Deal. He's just straight up playing Hammer Crush Deal with this deck. Depends how much back row hate he's got. Since he flipped that up, I'm a little bit worried he might have more back row hate. So we have two very good back row right now. If he pops both of them, we're going to be in a really bad spot. So he has drawn into another 7's Rogue Magician, which is fine. We don't mind that. Activates the Hammer Crush. If you could hit the slime, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I actually think we're going to use the negate attack here no matter what, just because I think he's playing a crap ton of back row hate, so I think we're going to lose it if we don't use it. Alright, boss monster, let's go. There's a boss monster. I mean, there's no... there's a very funny play. I don't think we need funny right now. So Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon this. Summon out the Urubi. We're going to Tribute it to summon this. Now, the only issue is, I'm running a little bit low on cards in my deck, so I actually think I'm not going to mill, under fear that we mill our cards that put cards back in our deck. We'll go straight to battle, just swing into this. And we'll swing into this. And we'll swing into this and see if he has the Recital. No Recital. Okay, we'll pass on that. Alright, let's see what he does. Let's see what our lovely opponent has for us. He just gives up! And we take that. I don't think that's worth saving. As much as I would just love to be like, haha, I won game, save replay, I don't think that's worth it. Now we go again. Let's see what our next opponent's going to be on. It's one of those weird ones where, like, we can beat people playing bad decks, but then, like, us beating up a bad deck doesn't mean anything. Right, we've got Ursus. Now, is this our old friend Ursus, or is this a different Ursus? That's the question. I think the play is set these 3 pass. We theoretically have an okay setup for next turn. Let's see what he does. Can you show deck? I'm not sure you want to look at this deck. This is not a good deck. We are playing a joke deck. I'm just going to preface that with this. I do not think this deck is good. I do not think this deck is strong. But it's what we're playing. We're against machines. Okay. Let's see if we can somehow stand up to the tyrant of the machines. And there is the piercing boy himself, because all machine players, without fail, will open Mirror Innovator. That is just how it works. Every single turn, he will have Mirror Innovator back in his hand. And attacks the 0 defense, wins the 33% to get maximum damage in. Rip. Okay, these cards aren't terrible. We'll start off just by activating our skill. Once again, there's no reason to sit on you. Reveal this. Grab that. Then we can shuffle some cards back into a deck. There's no real reason to. I still could. I mean, the 2500 guy could just be face down. It doesn't really change anything. We have what? That. We don't have a dinosaur to go into. We don't have anything to mill. We don't have anything to bring back with that. Okay, we'll do this. We'll go Siesta Torero. We'll activate the effect. We'll just pop these 3 back. And we're just going to flip this down. Just summon this. Tribute 2 for the big boy. 1, 2. Summon out Kyber. Activate his effect. All on the Bright Dragon. This is where, just off Bright, we're just going to mill Mega Zowler. Here it comes. I mean, that would have been cool if it worked. Right, we'll go to battle. We have to clear this. This is the most important thing to die. What? Do not tell me he also... Come on, bro. Bro really opened the Innovator Widespread. Come on. And... like, he literally had, like, the God open, right? Like, could this have gone any better for him? Essel, Innovator, Gold Rush, and Widespread. I don't think there was any worse hand he could have opened here. And the rich get richer. The rich get richer. How are we supposed to do anything with this? Watch him win the coin toss as well. Okay, at least didn't win that. I mean, we're still dead, right? We're straight dead. Is the skill once per duel? No, the skill is once per turn. Man, it's really rough when you get sacked when you're playing your meme deck. Like, we're just trying to have a bit of fun, and we go against the strongest deck in the game, and it opens the strongest possible hand in the game. And it's like, I'm just trying to have some fun. And yet, unfortunately, our opponent had no fun. They just wanted murder. Alright, let's see what we get. Hopefully, we don't get hard sacked in this game. Let's see what happens. Another Yuga, so chances of it being another machine is quite high. Again, we don't necessarily mind playing against machine, because, like, it's good to, like, play against the stronger decks. It's when they, like, hard sack Essel into boss monster. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Come to think of it, we've ran Essel in every deck we've played today, and we have not Essel boss monstered once today. Let's see if we can do it. Like, we'll just draw Essel for turn. We'll just easy draw Essel for turn. Oh, okay, so it looks like this is probably 7's Axel Road. Let's see what he does. Okay. So maximum Overlord. Unfortunately, you are here very early, and that probably doesn't end well for us. Alright, I think we always Blue Eyes Rain here. we're going to put you back in the deck. Does he reduce defense with this? That's my next question. Attack. Because we could just summon him in defense. Well, that's not a bad shout. Now we'll get aggressive. I like getting aggressive. We'll just swing into this. Boop for 11, pass turn. There's another bot. Get out of here, bot. Nobody likes you. Okay, he whiffs the first one. Does he have another? Maximum overload. Oh, he does. So weakens that. Summons out the second. I think we just let this go. So we could protect it, right? And if we draw very, very well, there was a chance we could do something. But I think if he doesn't pop this, this is what saves us against Magnum Overlord. So like using it early just feels really bad. The only problem is how much back row hate is this guy playing. That's awkward. It's very awkward. And we always Siesta Torero. We always use the effect. Put these three back. We'll flip this down. Then we'll summon out the Urubi. Set this. Go ahead and set both of these. We are going to just crash here. And we'll clear this. It's not the best turn in the world, but like, I want to try and control him a little bit. And we already know he's got 2 pieces of the max in hand. Looks like he's digging for that 3rd piece. If he summons the max, we're actually in a really good spot. If he doesn't summon the max, that's actually where we're in a worse spot. Let's see what he does. Let's see what my opponent has for us. Hopefully something spicy. As long as he doesn't start popping my back row, that would be the absolute worst. If he starts popping our back row, we are going to be in a bit of a sticky pickle. Right, we'll go for the maximum overload. So he has another middle piece in hand, so we might summon that. Discards the blue. Weakens us down to 400. Does summon out the second middle piece. Okay. I mean, yeah, I do not care about this at all. Go for it, mate. I'll take the 15. Then we'll take the extra 1,000. That is fine. Alright, now if I could start seeing some boss monsters, that would be real neato. There's some boss monsters. So we can bring that back if we want it. The issue being, we wouldn't get to do that. So what we want to do instead then is that. Okay, so we'll summon out Essel. We're going to fire off Essel and hope we hit a Mega Zal, which we didn't. Then we're going to summon the Urubi. We're then going to Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon out the boy. Activate the effect. Mill. Bring back Urubi. Summon out the Soul Drake. Then we're going to Tribute 1, Tribute 2. And we're going to mill on Mega Zala here. No Mega Zala. Feels bad. That's fine. Go to battle, swing over this. Boop. Swing over this. And swing over this. And we just pass. Alright, so now it all comes down to, does he hit the negate attack? If he doesn't pop our negate attack, I think we probably just win. If he does hit the negate attack, things aren't looking great. Man, the bots are in full force today, aren't they? Get out of here. Da-da-da-da, 5100 attack. Whoa, that's crazy. Anyway. Behold my power. Go dinosaurs! Eat him alive! And that's just how the Overlord matchup goes, right? If you stop the Overlord attack, Overlord's not very scary. If you don't stop the Overlord attack, Overlord is extremely scary. Alright, I think that's enough with the Dino deck. Let's swap off onto a slightly different Blue Eyes deck. I think we want to try the Warrior deck next. So I think the Warrior deck, like, it's not like necessarily better or worse, but it does have some interesting tools. We have a level 8, which means we can attack after using Soul Drake, and we do have the Piercing Samurai, which can be used with Kime Ruler, as well as the fact that Siesta and Piercing is just a very nice little combo together. So we're going to try the Warrior Eyes deck, and we'll see how this goes. I mean, worst case scenario, it sucks, right? But if it sucks, at least we'll know it sucks. And I don't think it can be worse than the dinosaur version. The dinosaur version is very fun, though. Alright. Our Japanese opponent playing Yuga. Just so much Yuga today. So much Yuga. Hello, Ramiro. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Right as we get hit with the ads. I mean, that's definitely a hand. I guess we're probably going to do something like this. Alright, we are going to tribute summon this out. And we're going to set this. The question is, are we doing anything with this? I think I kind of want to get greedy. We're getting greedy. We're getting very greedy, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Versus... Right, let's see what our opponent has for us. He's gonna punish this, right? Oh, is he not gonna punish our play? Oh, never punished. That's what we love to see. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Alright, we'll set. We'll normal summon Essel. We're going to fire off Essel's effects. I want some more cards in the grave. Unfortunately, we wanted not those cards in the grave, but that's fine, whatever. We'll tribute 2. Summon out the Kime Ruler. Activate Kime Ruler. Normal Kyberman. Activate Kyberman. Call forth the Great Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. Not going to bother using Blue Eyes Bright's effect. We will attack directly. Boom. And then we'll start clearing. Get rid of that. I can't attack with Blue Eyes this turn, but we can kill one of his guys. Let's see what he's got. Getting that 3,500 damage in is still really nice. Obviously, we'd rather just have Piercing Samurai, but it is what it is. So based on the fact we've got Shining Shaman, this is probably Spellcasters. But I suppose you never know. Good morning. You have room, bro. I'm from Colombia, duel. We don't have a room right now. We're just playing on ladder at the moment. Don't weaken my dragon, you jerk. I like having my dragon. Explosion Drive! Okay. I respect trying to make Explosion Drive work. So we can't protect everything, but we're probably going to be fine here. You've activated my trap card. The sword and shield. That's fine. You can kill that. I get to keep 225s. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Okay. It's a little awkward. I guess it's not really awkward. We'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop that one. Activate this. Go to battle. Swing over this. Swing over this. And does he have the guard? No guard. Alright, the warrior deck has a win. That's at least something. Already 100% win rate. Now, the deck we were playing against, maybe not the strongest, but still a win is a win is a win, right? We take what we can. Right, let's see what our next opponent is going to have for us, hopefully. Because we do want to play against meta. Like, we need the meta decks to get a little bit unlucky, though, so that we can actually win against them. That's kind of what we're hoping for. We'll see what actually ends up happening, though. Manakist, what are you doing here? Playing Luke. Is this going to be Volcano Attack Dragon? Is Blue Eyes Machine good? So Blue Eyes Machine is better than regular Blue Eyes? Is it better than Machine? Not really. The issue is it's very inconsistent. That's always going to be the problem with all of these different variations of Blue Eyes. Because they all are forcing you to run 7 boss monsters. And no one wants to play 7 boss monsters. Haha, I've countered your Boltricorn by just not playing any back row. Alright, let's see what we draw here. Hopefully something good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Is there like a really crazy play we can make here? I don't think there is, right? We have to use that. If we use that, we'd have to give up something else. So it'd probably be that. Getting up 2 doesn't really change the maths at all. In which case, we probably just play it relatively safe. Right, we're going to tribute 2, summon out the boy, summon the Kyberman, activate Kyberman, pull forth the Blue Eyes Bright, throw down the Inferno, pop the back row, activate the Bright's effect. We'll also summon out the Soul Drake, why not? Go to battle, let's see what this is. Okay, that's fine. Clear over this. I'm gonna attack over this. Okay, we've got a pretty okay board going right now. Psychic Giga Chads want to. They want what? What do the Psychic Giga Chads want? They want the machine Blue Eyes? Black Dragon's Chick. Okay, okay. Run 7, level 7. Okay, but they have, like, tools to try and help them out with it a little bit, right? Like, Blue Eyes don't really have that. Like, I mean, you do get the Kyberman, which can help out a little bit. Oh, no. My boss monsters. There's no real reason to use the Soul Drake, is there? Because I've only got 3 monsters to work with anyway, so we might as well empty the hand. So... we'll just tribute these 2, get this out. Normal, set, go to battle, swing. Get him for 12. Just poke him, little piercing samurai. Yes. Alright. This is where Manakist comes for the comeback. He's getting ready for Mirageus. Does have the Dragon's Inferno. Does actually hit something that's kind of good. Although I don't see us dying this turn, so maybe Slime wasn't that big of a deal. So now we can't attack with low levels. Okay, that doesn't actually matter right now. So we can boost it by 100. We activate the skill for that 100 extra attack. Now, if he wants to, he could attack again and lose 400 life points. That is a very funny hand that we've just drawn. How do we want to do this? We'll probably just play it safe, right? I don't think we go crazy here. Kyberman goes into Bright. Have we seen any of his traps yet? No, chances are he's got some. Well, either way, we can activate this. Pop this. Then it comes down to if he has Recital. Let's do it. We'll go Tribute to the Doomed. If he doesn't have Recital, or if he does have the Recital, this plays around it, which is the only reason we're doing this. Chances are he has Slime or Negate Attack, but, you know, there was an okay chance there. Go get him again! Then we'll pass. Okay, this is looking okay. This is looking okay. The Blue Eyes onslaught continues. Let's see, Manicus has got to have something. Oh no, not set 3. Alright, there are so many top decks that can do it if this is all he's got. Does activate the TSA. Now, is this because we want to attack over, or is this just to put cards back in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've actually got one card in the deck that outs this now. Does just set the back row. Passes the turn. We draw. Unfortunately, we didn't find the card we were after, but that's fine. I think we'll set this. Then we will just go to battle and start clearing these. We'll have to see if Manicus decides to be lame and just sit here and try and deck us out. Which he might do. Which, you know, you can't blame the guy for it, but it is very lame. What have you got for us, Manarchist? Activates the Sword and Shield. Doesn't really do much against our deck. Okay, so this is the plan. It's to try and clear both of our monsters with Metageus. Tributes both. Gets up Metageus. Metageus effect. Discard a high-level dragon. Are we going to use the effect? Browse back the Red Eyes. Then uses the effect. I assume we're sending Red Eyes. I don't really see a reason to keep Red Eyes in hand. Set defense, set back row. Oh no, Manicus Internet. And this seems like a great time for negate attack, so we'll just throw that out. Alright, draw for turn. Siesta Torero, unfortunately, doesn't do a ton here. But we'll go ahead and summon him out either way. We'll go ahead and activate our Talismanic Seal Array. This will put some cards back into our deck. Guess these will probably be fine. So, he's gonna have a trap card to stop us anyway, so I'm tempted to just, like, do this anyway. It's like, again, it doesn't really make much difference to us, right? Just put all these back in the deck. We're not expecting to actually clear this board either way. I guess it would have made more sense just to use that effect to pop it instead of flipping it face down, but this is still fine. Like, I still don't really see how we die here. We could definitely take a lot of damage. Like, he'd need, like double TSA to, like, get any chance of actually killing. Activates Metagears again. Discards another Metagears. Full Metal Fist. Boost the attack up. Flips up Voltcorn. There's the TSA number 1. And we did say TSA is the only way he's going to win. Let's see what he does. And we're setting a monster. Okay. Set a back row. Set another back row. Those have got to be back row hate, right? No, he's already used 2 back row hate. What are they then? Use 2 TSA. Oh, it could be... Okay, it's probably then Recital. Right, there's Kime Ruler. So I'll go ahead and activate our Blue Eyes Rain. Throw this back. Grab this out. We will summon forth the Kyberman. Activate the effect. Summon out the Bright. Then... I could shuffle more cards back into the deck if I want. I guess we'll do this first, see what we hit. Yeah, that doesn't really change anything. Question is, do we bother summoning this? I think I kind of would rather have it in hand. So I think here we will just go to battle and we'll just swing into this. Boop. Then we'll pass. Flips up the Sports Dragon picture. Brings back the Slugger. Tributes both. Summons out Metagears again. Activates Metagears. Summons out a 2 1,000 attackers. Tributes both. Summons out the Dragius. Okay. But then we just win. Apparently we managed to win that somehow. We'll save the replay. That was a fun duel. It was a weird duel, but it was a fun one. I mean, yeah, okay. I gotta say, I haven't played against the Metagears deck in a while. It'd be interesting to see if Metagears and the Miragears deck actually becomes like meta when those cards do come out, right? It'd be cool if the Miragears stuff does become really good, but I just don't know if it will. I'm just not sure it will. I hope it does. Soramia? Where are all of these known players coming from? We just keep running into them, one after another after another. I like the part where Kime Ruler was useful. Yeah, Kime Ruler in that game I don't think did literally anything, did it? I'm trying to remember now. He got a direct attack in one of the games, but I don't think it was that last one. Or are we setting cards? Tributes 2, does summon out the Canry D. Okay. Not enough players on the ladder? I'll snipe you next then. Everyone just takes turns sniping. Like, he's playing the shitty Blue Eyes deck. It's a free win. That's Piercing Samurai. I mean, we haven't really got much of a play outside of just summon, bright, and attack. Go get him! Ah, straight into the widespread. Feels bad. I mean, again, there's nothing we can do about that. Now, if Sora pops our back row, then we just got sacked. Because, like, we did open ours, but we've gotten bricked up. I think we have... Oh, my God. Yeah, let's just... Let's go next, guys. That one didn't count. That game didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That was us getting sacked and us bricking. So that game didn't count. That game is nothing. Alright, anyway, yeah, so we just beat Manicust. We just beat Manicust. Now we're going into our next game straight after. Hello, Sora. Oh, fancy meeting you here, Sora. You keep coming, we've just beat Manicust. We literally just this second beat Manicust, and now we're going into our next game. Apologize? Apologize for what? I like Psychic. I'm not grand. Oh no. Oh no, where are all the Rush players? Okay, there we go, there we go. For slandering them on YouTube. It's not slander if it's true. Now, I won, you won by deck out, doesn't count, Lamau. I mean, I would have won earlier. It's Dwan! Right, ladder is now our duel room, guys. The Rush King of Games is just our duel room now. Jesus! We keep opening these unplayable hands. What do we do? Ah! Right. Oh, what are we playing? What is this? This could be like Ice Arc? Just playing a bunch of fiends. So this is like a fiend package in something. Is this going to be like Fiend Blue Eyes? That would be really funny. That would be really funny. Alright. We do lose our precious Essel. Alright, could we need to really draw some playable cards. Alright, can we please? Oh! Please! Stop! Alright. Well, we're ending our turn with 2 bosses in hand once again. Not really the ideal situation, but, you know, at least we can do something here. Then we'll just go battle, and I guess I'm just going to go for the extra damage. We are so bricked up. We are so bricked up. This is always going to be the Blue Eyes problem, right? Is you will just open hands like this. Oh, it is just noodles. Okay. There's extra spice. Unfortunately, taking that 2,000 free damage then really did not help things. Summon, summon. Tribute 2. Summon out another extra spice. Then we use reboot. Boost that up. Bring back. Sack it off. Burn for 1,000. DMG Geas and Psychic Meta incoming. Maybe. Maybe we'll add noodles to the list. Ow. And then draws tribute to the doomed. That's very funny. We're not dead here, but I think we've lost on the... The funny thing is, we haven't even lost to noodles. We've lost because our deck sucks. What do we do with 2 bricks in hand? Oh, there's another one! What are we supposed to do? We've just lost. There's nothing we can do with this hand. Bro. It's so sad. It's so sad. I want to draw playable! Just let me play the game, Konami! Stop filling my hand with shit. If we could have found a Kyberman, right, that could have gone hard, but we drew nothing. We drew every brick under the sun. That's what you get for betraying Noodles? Konami destroyed Noodles! The deck's shit now! What do you want me to do? And now we open a hand that's actually kind of playable. Ah, we're against Overlord as well. Ugh. Gross. Okay, we got some sets. Go straight to end, leaving a card in hand. That is a little bit sketch. And we always do this. I don't... It's a bit awkward, this hand, to be perfectly honest. We're getting that out, we can get 2 of those out, we go for that, but then we're not playing around anything. I think we are going to put this back. We'll reveal this. Grab this boy. We'll go Kyber, activate the effect. Summon out the Blue Eyes. We'll drop the Inferno, we're just going to pop the middle one. Summon... Summon. Activate the effect. Just give himself some piercing. Activate his effect. Go to battle, swing. Oh, did I completely miss that he did that? Yeah, I did. Well, I guess it could have been anything. It didn't have to be a high level. It could have just been a bluff. Slime early game is not that good. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. A lot of the time, if you draw like negate attack immediately or something, you'll set it and then it'll just get popped. And you're just like, oh great, neat. That did nothing. Okay, 1200 is fine. I love the polymerization emote. Good old Polly. Okay, weakens that. Sets another monster, so we can't clear the whole board at least. We got that going for us. Goes to battle, attacks over 300, attacks over 7, so we're only taking 1000 damage here. That's not the wind of the world. Could be a lot worse. We get to keep our little friend. Alright, let's see what's next. That's not bad. So many bodies we've got. 1, 2, 3. So we summon that, use its effect, summon one, tribute both, summon the other. Which means I kind of want to get rid of tribute to the Doomed. Alright, screw it. Tribute to the Doomed, get out of here, we don't need you. There's no real reason to do that either, so we will normal summon. We'll then go ahead and tribute these two. Summon the Kyberman. Activate Kyberman. Get out the Blue Eyes Bright. Summon the Piercing. And because of how this is... Who are we giving this to? I mean, this has to clear there, and that has to clear there, so I guess we're just going to give it you anyway. We'll go Bright, go to battle, swing over this. Swing over this. Swing over this. And then he simply will not draw the max, guys. He simply will not draw it. That's how we play against Overlord. They will just simply not draw the max. Right? It's just denial. Denial is how we win against this deck. No, no, no. Stop it. Stop drawing more cards. Don't you dare do it. Don't. Oh, you. Wow, there's nothing we could do there, unfortunately. Literally, against this deck, it's have negate attack or don't, right? That is all we have. Hello, I'm Max. Welcome, Twixt. Now that you're Max. Yeah. And that is exactly why people don't like playing against Overlord, because it just randomly takes games out of nowhere. Where's our... Whatever happened to that? There we go. We have this emote now as well. We can throw that down whenever we lose. Alright, I think the warrior deck is so unbelievably bricky that we're just going to swap off it. The warrior one seems like a massive failure. Despite the fact that some people on Twitter, some of the JP bros, were really singing its praises, we're going to go to the most boring version of the deck now. This is Machine Eyes. So we're going to see how this deck performs. So this deck has a few things going for it, in that one, we're not just all in on high-level monsters. Two, we do have the Bicorns, which can get out monsters a little bit easier. And three, we're playing a smaller spell trap lineup, which should hopefully make the curve feel a little bit better. You can also calculate how much damage you can deal and live, but if they open TSA, you are still dead. The thing is, that works with some decks, but for a lot of decks, you just don't have that option, right? For a lot of decks where you have to like summon out 3 guys and just slam in, and that's the only way to get damage in, you don't get that luxury, right? It really does depend on the matchup, right? It depends on what deck you're playing. So, for example, back when it was the meta was the Overlord Hell Tuning Invasion, calculating the damage made a lot of sense, right? But like with the deck that we're playing, we don't have the luxury of being able to burst our opponent that hard through a defensive board. So we have to chip them down at some point, right? Okay, this is, I mean, fine, I guess. We will set. Tribute to. I guess we will just summon out the Siesta here. We'll go Innovator, put one back. Set this, go to battle. Let's see what this is. He does have a back row. Oh, that's lame. Playing your 1400 defenders. Like multiple 1400 defenders. Right, we'll pass on that. Everyone loving the Mechlord Mirror Innovator emote. Okay, Mystic Dealer. Send a spellcaster, draw a spellcaster. Some big Doritos. That's all you need, just big Doritos. Setting back row. Do we actually not have any high-level monsters? Okay, okay. I mean, we know that this one can be activated, so we're just going to get rid of it now. Get out of here. And then I guess we're going to pop the other one, because why not? Get out of here. Okay, I'm quite happy with how that went. I could flip that down if I wanted to. There's no real reason to. Pierce over that one, pop that one. I mean, there are options. Oh, we can't flip down anyway, we don't have enough stuff. What we can do is this, activate Innovator, put this back in the deck. I mean, I could pop one. What does that get me? We do 11, Pierce, 12, that's 13. 23. If that's got really low defense, we could just win. Right, let's go for it. We're going to YOLO. We're going to YOLO, because if there's a chance we do just randomly win here, we'll go for it. Boop. 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 Unfortunately, its defense was a little bit too high, but got down to 500. Oh, here he is again, Mystic Dealer. We're Gamba. Have we found it? Have we found the witch? All he needs is witch to clear the board. Tribute. Here's witch. So now we can use Sevens, Axel, Road, put a card from our hand back into the deck. Grab out the Sevens Road Magician, unless we already have it in hand. What have you got for us, son? Come on, Lockdown, you've got this. I believe in you. Call forth the Sevens Road Magician. Drop down a 1500 beta. Clear the board. Right, Sevens Road to hand. So now we're going to activate Witch's effect. What we're going to send to grave is the question. Ooh, TSA. Okay. We're probably going to activate this now. Ooh, that's not what you want to see. That's also not what you want to see. So, if we don't brick, we should just win here. But there's so many hands that do it. And that is one of them. I summon the Boltracorn. Or the Bicorn, even. Boltracorn's this one. I tribute my Bicorn to summon my Gundam. I mean, we'll play this out, like, sensibly, but we don't need to. Swing! Holy salad, is this Blue Eyes Crush deal? This is Blue Eyes Rain. We are using the Blue Eyes Rain skill. But, because of the way that Blue Eyes Rain has been changed, you can now play other boss monsters in the deck. I'll bring up the deck list again so you can look at the abomination we're working with. Here we go, we have this. I brick so hard. Oh, was that you, Twixt? Were you locked down? Are you excited for a new Worm card coming? I am excited for that. I am very much looking forward to the new Worm stuff. I really want Gantry and Drake Crush to come out. They're the two big ones I'm looking for. Yes? Yeah, I mean, I could tell that you were bricking a little bit there, right? It was very clear. And then when you milled the negate attack, it was very, very sag. It's the Great Magnus, exactly. Great Magnus. It would be a travesty if Quantum doesn't play Overlord at Worlds, because the deck is still good, right? It's not like garbage. Speaking of, I can't remember if we have a Quantum like thing yet. I don't know if we have that yet. We don't. In which case, we're just going to give a regular shout out. Because Quantum Cubes is hanging out in the chat. Obviously, he's a bro. We just got Phantasm Spiral on speed. Just saying. What, so you think we're going to get Spiral Dragon on Rush this early? What is this hand, brother? Okay, I mean, this hand, like, we can do things with this. It's just very awkward. We'll go Crafter, send this, draw a card. Okay. This is okay now. We're going to set. Tribute set. Got this in defense. Pass the turn. Quantum is a bro? Yeah, Quantum's always at the gym. Pumping iron. Don't tell me you haven't seen him there. Alright, how do we want to play this? Why can't I use my skill? Which part of it are we missing currently? We're missing some of it. Oh, we only have the one, and he's on the field already. Okay, that makes sense. That does make some semblance of sense. So, I think we begin with Craft the Drone. Activate Craft the Drone. We'll send this draw. That's funny. Right, we'll go Barrage. Just gonna, like, hit one. I don't really care. I mean, that's a fine one to hit, I guess. We'll flip up you. Do we have 3 engrave? We do, but then we won't be able to pierce. So I think we are doing this normally. Oh, actually, what we could do first is activate this. That's funny. That's very funny. So now I'm going to flip this. Activate his effect. We're going to put you, and you back in the deck. Then we're going to tribute for you. I want to keep this Kyberman in hand, is what we're trying to accomplish here. We'll activate Mechlord Innovator. We'll put this back in the deck. Go to battle, we'll swing. So we do it with this one first, because this plays around Recital. Down to 100. If he had 100 less defense. Who will win, regular machines or weird blue eyes machines? This cog ladder is odd. A lot of warriors and worms I'm seeing. I don't think I've played against a single warrior or worm player today. So we're playing on very different ladders. I'm just playing on our dual room. That's all we're doing. I mean, I think we do save that replay, not because it was a particularly good replay, but because in our replays, we like to have a couple of, like, meme ones as, like, very quick wins, very, like, silly games, as well as, like, some very serious games. You have a new Rush tier list? We haven't, so we haven't, like, done it yet, Icy. But by the way, we'll make sure we throw out the Icy, since, again, Icy is also friend of the channel. Absolutely fantastic player. And fantastic streamer. But we haven't done it yet. But we will be doing it in a bit. Because basically, we're currently toying with the idea of moving the streams forward an hour, because my mornings can get a bit busy. So we're thinking of doing my time 1 till 4, which would be, you know, another 50 minutes before we stop, basically. So we have a little while before we're planning to end. But we don't want to go first. Rabble. I am going to set these. There's a chance that maybe we could have got greedy and put them in attack mode, but more often than not, it's worse to leave them in attack. We'll see what happens. Another spellcaster. Everyone we play against today is on spellcasters. Well, there goes Slime. Goodbye, Slime. Mystic Dealer. Okay. We send the Fire Golem. Draw the card. Summon out another dealer. Go for a second deal. Sends an Earth monster to the graveyard this time. Then summons out the Fire Golem. So this is one of those situations where I'm getting punished for putting these in defense, but I mean, if he had summoned out a witch, I would have felt very silly. My precious board. Right, now we'll just draw a god hand. I mean, that's not a bad hand. How do we want to approach this? We have 2 machines in graveyard currently. We don't have a very easy way to get another one unless we do that, discard that. Alright, let's do this first. We'll do craft the drone, activate the effect. We'll send this and see what we get. I mean, okay. Alright, we'll go Blue Eyes Rain. We'll put this back in the deck. Reveal this to our opponent. Grab that. Then I will normal summon Bicorn. Activate the effect. Go 1, 2, 3 back into the deck. We're going to tribute this to... Oh, no, that was the wrong one. Yes, I would like to treat it as 2 tributes, please. Thank you very much. Summon this. Activate the effect of Kyber Boy. Summon out the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. Activate the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. Go to battle phase, and then he just won't have anything. He just won't. Now the question is, do we bother clearing this? Because he's low on resources, I think I will attempt it. And this does also give us information now. We now know that that is a recital. And we got the recital for free and got basically the best outcome. Like, arguably, getting rid of his monster is better. Because, like, now he has to... He gets an extra draw chance as well as he has an extra body to tribute for Witch. He's on turn 4, so we can use the full effect of SAR. Would you look at it? It's Witch. She's here. 7's Axel Road. Boost the attack. Are we going to swap out a card for an SRM, or do we already have the SRM in hand? We don't already have it. Okay, so we do have to get rid of a card from our hand. So now we can use the SRW effect, pitching a card, which we're not doing yet. We're going to have to do it at some point. Yeah, you don't really get a choice. You have to do it, Dark Rebellion. We're not doing it? What? So he's got to have legend traps back there, right? There's no way he doesn't have, like, stacked back row there. Okay, okay. So he's going to, chances are, just have... I don't think there's necessarily a point in putting cards back in the deck right now. I would expect him to just have the negate attack. If he does have negate attack, it doesn't really change what I do here. What do we have in our graveyard currently? Okay, yeah, I think we're fine to just lose this. So we'll set this. We'll go ahead and tribute to summon this. We'll go to battle phase. Let's just attack. Let's see what he does. I'm expecting a negate attack to just get flipped over. And then we just pass. Okay. We've still got 4,600 life. Even if he can make a big board, I don't... Like, he would need... What? He'd need Talismanic Seal Array. Or... And I think he'd need multiple Talismanic Seal Array. Or, Tribute to the Doomed. In order to do anything meaningful here. Like, losing this board doesn't matter. Well, there's a TSA gone. There's a second TSA, so that's fine. As long as he doesn't have a second TSA or a Tribute to the Doomed as well as that TSA, we are fine. So if he's smart, he uses it on Blue Eyes because it gets an extra 200 off. Yep. You still can't only clear one of my guys, though. More back row. So now that attacks over that. So I guess that's probably going to clear the Gold Rush. I don't really see a reason to do anything else. Double Innovator is very amusing. Alright, we'll summon. Activate, aim Eagle. Send this. Summon out the Innovator. The problem is, he's gonna have... I think we don't go like crazy, right? So if we use Innovator, we can get back... I mean, we could just go for the Piercing. Try and kill him that way. That's probably the best. It does get a bit funky, though, when you take into account 21. What are we on at the moment? We're on 34. So that'd be 41... If we put that in, that'd be 45, 48. 48 minus 21 is 27. So I guess it doesn't make a difference then if we just do this. So if he has Slime, I still get to clear his guy. And this is threatening lethal, so he has to use it if he has it. Okay, we still clear the problematic monster, which is fine. So we're in the same situation. He needs, like, crazy to win. He needs, like, such a strong lineup. Oh, do Quantum and Manicus just meet on ladder? Is that what just happened? Don't know if it's even worth to use TSA there. I know what you mean. Takes back the SRM. Again, he's still going to need another TSA in order to, like, actually kill. He's already used 2. So is there a chance this guy's even playing 3 TSA? I mean, he could be. Was trying to snipe you? Haha, trying to snipe me. You both sniped each other. Right, SAR. Discards a card. Summons out the guy from hand. Slap. How big is... Because we take 800 here, or 400 here, so it's how big is this getting? That's pretty big. I mean, what could he possibly have to not die here? We'd have to brick, right? I think that's his only win con now. Now, actually, how many of these guys do we have left in graveyard still? We've got one of them. That's probably fine then. So I could go 1, 2... No, I'd have to do that. We've got plenty of machines in graveyard, right? We've got, like, just plenty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not as many as I thought, but it shouldn't matter. Bicorn. Barrage of Steel. We're going to do this the funny way because it's funny. Put 1, 2, 3 back in the deck. Tribute over this. Normal. Tribute over both. For the one, the only, the Mirror Innovator. Kaboom. I mean, we take it. How have I... Oh, the music's done that weird thing that it does. Okay, that's fine. Where are we going? That'll do. Now, don't worry, Tomato. I put him in his place. You know that Quantum has only, since he's gotten here, said nice things about Psychic, right? That's all he's done. So I'm not sure why we're putting him in his place, but respect. I respect it. Alright. Let's go again. Let's see who's next in the door room. Just enjoying some of the Tag Force 6 music. Never actually played Tag Force 6. Because all of the Tag Force games were basically PSP. So I never actually got to play them. Never had a PSP. Alright, which one of you sods are we playing against now? Who's it going to be? Roland from Peru. When you win, you talk shit, you lose and say nice things. That's how it be. Yeah? I respect it. I respect it. Right. If we just draw Essel off the top. Are we playing Essel? We must be playing Essel, right? There's no way we're not playing Essel. Oh my god, we're not playing Essel. What would we take out for Essel in this? It's not easy, actually, because we have to have a certain number of machines in order for Innovator to work. It's Kaiba Boy. Are we doing this? Bam, bam, bam. I don't think we actually do. As weird as it is. We'll go drone. Because I think I'd rather just get rid of this back row. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Normal. Activate Innovator. Pop this back. Swing! Stab! Oh no, I'm getting excited, but it's probably just... Yeah, it's just aggro. It's just aggro. Probably 1 to 2 Torero and something else. The issue with getting rid of the Torero is the way the deck aims to work is, 1, obviously you can Torero plus Mechlord and get in for like a ton of like pierce damage, but 2 is you need to have a lot of recyclers to get the Blue Eyes Bright back in the deck, because we're only playing 1 copy, and I guess the Kaiba men as well. And we just want to see those back in the deck again and again and again and again. Tributes for Torna. I mean, I respect it. I respect it. Draw for turn. Unfortunately, aim doesn't work on this, right? Because it's 7 or higher. Ah, da 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 da. Kind of maintain that, or do we just maintain that? Putting those back in deck's not bad either. There's no good way to do it is the issue. So I don't think we bother. So we will... Set. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. We'll normal this. Activate Innovator. pop that back. Straight to battle, swing into this. Swing into this. Makes sense. Go get him directly! Past him. Okay, it's looking okay for us right now. We'll see where this goes. Light Sorcerer of Sanctity, Gazelle, the king of mythical beasts. Do I smell a Dragius? Ah, that's not Dragius at all. I would really appreciate it if you could not hit this. Ah. See, now this is where stuff's getting a bit funky, because we now need to find a Siesta Torero or Talismanic Seal Array to get our deck back working again. Of which we have found neither at the moment. As weird as it is, we are going to use the Crafter Drone, and that's because if I let him take an inch, he's going to take a mile, right? So I think we have to try. This only summons out light. It doesn't just summon out light. That's good to know. Right, we'll go Aim Eagle. Activate the effect. Send this and this. Do we... Alright, this is going to look a bit weird, but because I know that he has a possibility of playing the, what's the card called? Recital. We're going to do it this way around. This way. Oh, what am I... Guys, just give me a pass on that one, okay? We'll just pretend that didn't happen, okay? That, you know, maybe we forgot that he had a 2600 monster on the field. Maybe that happened. Maybe it didn't, right? Who's to say? Who's to say what happened? Yeah, I was wondering what you were cooking. So, all right, if he had a 2500 attack monster, that would have made sense. He didn't, so it didn't. But the logic was there. It was just us being a dumbass, unfortunately not facilitating it. Alright, let's see if we get sniped again or not. True, fair enough. We all have these moments. I mean, I have too many of these moments. Like, oh. It's much worse when I'm playing speed, I'll tell you that much. We'll blame it on the heat. It's very warm today, and as we said a little bit earlier, and for anyone that wasn't here, in the UK, it's cold all the time, which means when it gets even a little bit hot, all English people just lose their minds. That's just how it goes, right? We build our houses out of bricks because we basically build them to be ovens, and we build them in such a way that they retain heat very, very well, so that we don't freeze to death during the winter. And we don't have air conditioning because most of the time, we don't need it. Right? We could buy an air conditioning unit and just have it, but I wouldn't use it most of the year, right? We'd use it like maybe like a week of the year, because that's the only time it's ever like too hot. So I'm just sat here like melting. I'm not actually that. We're not actually that hot. We have got a fan on, so like we're fine. But we're just gonna blame our mental on that. I mean, this hand is not fantastic, but it's not a brick. Set. Set, pass. Okay. I think we're just going to go defensive here. Unfortunately, if he has a very good hand, then he can maybe get like a lot of piercing damage in it. Depends what he's playing. UK sounds like weather I would like always cool. Yeah, basically is. It's the country of rain. It rains here more than anything else. We're just raw dogging the weather here in England, basically. Okay, we're against spellcasters again. Everyone's playing spellcasters today. What's going on? Where are all these worm and warrior players that Manicist is against? I know we're focusing on Rush today, but we straight up got an ace monster for free. We haven't done that since GX. Show got Ace Monster for free. What are we talking about? The like the token thing? The ticket? Also, welcome on in, King John. I mean, this is okay. There's no real reason to sit on Aim Eagle here because we wouldn't have had another monster to summon it anyway. We have 3 machines in Grave and we don't need the piercing, so we'll probably do this. 1, 2, 3. Tribute over this. Then we'll tribute over this. Then we'll normal summon this. I'm just gonna battle. Just swing. And then we'll just swing. And then we'll just swing. And then we will pass. Oh, there's the ads again. Talking about number 102. This is like a pet peeve, and this is obviously again coming from someone that didn't like grow up with Zexal, but I've never liked the number cards. Like I've never liked that they are numbered. I understand again why they're numbered. I understand the story significance. I still don't like the fact that they have like number blah 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 and then their name. I've never been a fan of that. Basically, we had to pay nothing to get number 102. I was sure that they were going to put it into the box. I mean, we'll take it. Oh no, my poor Beer Innovator. Rude. There goes the Innovator. On the plus side, we can just put it straight back in our deck with Siesta Torero here, so... Or maybe we don't. So... How do we want to approach this? We'd have to get rid of probably... The issue is that no matter which card we get rid of, it still puts us in a really weird spot. I actually am going to get rid of Negate Attack, and that's because I don't want it this early. So we'll reveal the method to our madness in a minute. But for now, we're going to normal summon this. We're then going to go ahead and just tribute both of these. Because I want to leave a couple of cards in our graveyard. We'll summon out the Mighty Kyberman. Use Kyberman's effect to summon out Blue Eyes Bright. Apparently the back row is nothing. I suppose he didn't use any of it last turn, so it would make sense. I mean, would you rather say the monster's name rather than its number? No, I don't like the idea of number cards being like an archetype, and I don't like just the naming convention. It's a pet peeve, right? I understand that a lot of other people are completely fine with it. No, again, the cards is what it is. One thing I will say is, if you do refer to a card by number, a lot of the time I won't know what you're talking about. But other than that, like when you're just talking about it, yeah, I don't care either way. I just wish the cards themselves weren't called that, like full stop. That's all. Try to do that when possible. Problem is, I do not remember a lot of the numbers. Names only their numbers. Ah, I see. It's Manicist again. Manicist has changed up his deck? Question mark? So this is going to be either Ice Dark... Oh god, Beyond Dark Arts of Positioning. Come on, Manicist. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to play Dark Arts of Positioning. I'm referring to Star Seraph Sentry and Serapis. I'm referring to Star Seraph Sentry and Archfiend Seraph. Okay. I mean, we have to do something here because, as is, this hand unfortunately doesn't actually do anything. It's just a big brick. So, we'll just start playing cards onto the field. We'll go ahead and use this effect. I think we will get this out. Then we'll just go battle. Try and clear 2. Boop. Boop. Fast up. So, what we've learned is that this deck has warriors in it. That doesn't tell us a lot. First of those is the one I'm referring to. Yes. Good old Star Seraph. Okay, we've got some defenses still. We know that some of those back row are usable. I mean, do we start trying to get you to use some? We can. We'll use Blue Eyes. Then we'll go Kyberman. We're just going to go ahead and Tribute 2. Get this out. We're going to activate Tribute to the Doom, just because, again, I want this crap out of my hand. We'll activate Mirror Innovator. Put this back. Let's see what you got. Getting for the 17. Okay, clear the whole board, which is still nice. Got some piercing damage in, so we are applying pressure. Which outside of that, we actually got a unique Battle Morph 2. I was just expecting we would get the number over 100 skill for all of them. Ah, I see. Tribute to the Doomed. Okay, which one we pop him? Probably the 25? Okay, do get rid of the 25, which tells me we probably have a way to get rid of the 24. Piercing Samurai. Considering we have been bricking this entire game, this is still actually going okay for us. Summon out Blue Falcon. Okay, it's just Spectral Scroll. I was so hopeful for Dark Arts of Positioning. Okay, we take a bit of damage here, which is fine. The major issue is that there's still a back row that's chainable back there. I mean, we could do that, but it's just damage, which I don't really care about. I guess we'll go Craft the Drone, activate the effect. We'll go Barrage, we get a 50-50. Try and pop a chainable trap. We did not hit the right one, which is very worrisome. But we can still force it out, I guess. And then we pass. But no, this time we got the Barion's White Shield. I wonder if this will be exclusive or it's going to be carried over to another Emperor. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, what have you got for us? Manikist. Are we going to see the Ice Arc finally come down? 10 cards left in deck. Surprisingly, we only have 3 left. That's got to be the 2500 going face down, right? Okay, so what are we going to summon out that couldn't get over 25 but can get over 16? Oh, we're literally just trying to refill the deck. Two of which really are characters, and the third we've had in events for a while. I don't actually know which ones we don't have off the top of my head. Okay. I mean, there is the answer, 23. I will clear that. You will get to clear out the 15, which is fine. And then we'll draw a really good hand. Here we go. Or we'll just continue to draw nothing and be a little bit sad. Right, we're just gonna try and do something because I'm getting kind of bored of not drawing playable. Right, Barrage of Steel will finally get rid of that back row. Yeah, we don't have anything, so we have to just keep passing. We should have so much still in this deck that gets us going. But we're just not drawing it, which is such a shame. Summons out the Ice Arc, which again doesn't really mean anything. Just 2,000 damage. Okay, now we're going to finally, after so many turns, draw playable. Let's see what we get. We still have nothing? Oh my god. What is going on? We have so many good cards in our deck right now. Alright, we'll go Siesta Torero. We'll put this. I kind of need a Siesta Torero back is the issue. Okay, we'll do that. I don't think it matters what we flip down. I'll go 1, 2, 3. Swing over this. Fast up. Oh man, we have been drawing like ass for like 4 turns. I really want to just draw playable cards, but we're just not seeing them. Summons out the Tengu, activates the Spectral Squall. Boost that up. Swings in. I mean, we're going to just use our Buffered Slime. Of course, we milled the Mirror Innovator that we've been waiting for this entire time. Alright, come on, deck. Give me playable cards. Oh, you are really trying to just not let me win this game, aren't you, deck? Right, we have the Bicorn. We have the Barrage of Steel, so we can pop the back row. We can activate the Bicorn. We can put you and you back, along with... Oh, I don't even know. I almost just kind of want you back, to be honest. Tribute over this. Then... Is it even worth using Siesta Torero? And what cards do I even want back in my deck? I guess there are still some cards I want back in there. Right, we'll go Siesta. Activate the effect. Put you and you back in. I don't even need them. It's the other weird part here. I'll do those. Sure, you can go down, why not? We'll go to battle, and I will just attack over this. Just hit the bird. We'll just pass. Let's see what we can do. Of course, gets that off the top. That is a shame. So he should be able to win here, just off that on its own. Surely there's no way he can't, right? That clears that, that attacks over that, that's lethal. Yeah, that's game. There's nothing we can do with. What deck are you going to try and cog with this season? What, on Rush? I don't know, to be honest. Rush is in such a weird spot right now where the meta has just not changed in so long, right? So I'm of two minds, right? When I'm playing in King of Games, I want to play against meta because playing against off meta is pointless. You don't learn anything from it. It doesn't show the capabilities of a deck if I'm trying to get recordings for a video. So like, it's kind of dull. But basically since Kaleido Mirror came out, we've been in the same meta. The only thing that's changed is Noodles got completely killed. Other than that, the same decks that were good are still good. And it's been months and months at this point, and we're just desperately waiting for something new. It's like this month, a lot of people were like, okay, I'm going to wait until the box comes out this month, and then I'll COG after that. And we just didn't get a box. So, like, it was just so disappointing, I guess, that we just didn't get it. Okay, this is a little awkward, but we can make it work. So out comes the Blue-Eyes Bright. Yeah, we're in a spot right now for speed, or for rush even, where we just want more cards to come out. Like, we are so desperate for more cards. We feel a bit starved at the moment. Like, this again, it's just getting boring. Like, because we have the data, right? If we take a look over here, let me change this over that one instead of that one. So like, you can see the best decks is Machine has 9 tournament wins, followed by Cyberse at 5. Like, you can see these big chunks of the pie chart. And it's been like this for ages. Like, if we go back to the last one as well, Machine was a 44% win rate. Now Machine has a 43% win rate. It's constantly staying as just one of the best decks in the game. And it's just like, can we please just get Machine to go away for a bit? Damn, what was that last game? You got no bosses and I got no big chicken. Yeah, it was just a wet noodle fight, basically. The lack of variety made me drop the game. And I can't blame you for it. Like, it's awful. What just happened that... Oh, he used Tribute to the Doomed. Okay, so he just drew the legend. And then just did that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I just... The issue is, having the same meta for a long period of time isn't the end of the world. What is a problem is when you have a KC Cup, or in this case a World Championship qualifiers, where people spammed the absolute living crap out of it for 3 days, and then the meta just didn't change. And it's like, why though? Unfortunately, our Blue Eyes is in the graveyard, so we can't do that. My way to get him out of the graveyard is also not available. You're also not... Oh, you are a light, so we could do that. I guess that's the only good play we have. Do we have a normal Machine in here? That would be nice. No, we don't. So it's either... I mean, one way gets me an extra body, the other way sets up the hand better for next turn. I think we'll go with... extra body. I think extra body is going to be better overall. So we will tribute over this, summon this, set this, go to battle, swing over this. Pass turn. Variety isn't the issue, it's viability. We've got enough decks to have a diverse meta, but the skill/card power difference is too noticeable. I think that it comes down to semantics. I think when people speak of variety, they're not saying there aren't that many decks you can build. They're just saying there aren't that many good decks you can build, right? It's like, if we're being generous, there are like 5 good decks right now, and then there's like okay decks underneath that, which are like, they're fine, but they're not good. Yeah, we'll use this now. Like, it's a weird one when you talk about Rush, especially when you compare Rush to the other formats like Speed, because Rush, any of the low tier decks can easily take games off the top tier decks if everything goes right? Like, that's just how it be. We got that. Summon that, do that, get that, use its effect. What, do you even use your effect here? Oh, we can. So we'd have what? 1, we'd have to then have that. Okay, let's do this. We'll go... Surge Bicorn. Surge Bicorn effect. We'll put this, this, and this back. We'll go ahead and flip over Barrage of Steel. Pop this. Tribute over this. Summon out this. Activate his effect. Send this to grave. Grab this back. forgot we could special summon this, you know. The issue is if we summon out one of these, we could just die. So I don't really want to. So we're going to just do this. It's not the best board, but it's okay. Let's see what he does. The archetypes. What archetypes would you add to the game if you were in charge? I am of the opinion that we should have already had all the bad archetypes and then given some of them good skills to make them better. I think plants is a fine archetype, but their skill sucks. Like, they need something that does a lot of heavy lifting, and they got something that does a little bit of heavy lifting, which is just not good enough. I think Beast Gears, like, should have a really good skill and should have their field spell, right? Like, there are so many obvious slam dunks they haven't done. Like chairs, we still don't have chairs yet. Cats, I don't think we necessarily need, but like it would be nice to have them. I know there's a couple. There's just some decks that would just be really good right now. I want the water deck so bad, the cleaning one. I guess the only problem with that, like, deck, quote unquote, is there aren't that many cards in it. Like, it's just like 3 cards basically. I think we have probably just lost this, unfortunately. We've been drawing very poorly. Alright, we'll put these 3 back in. So we can summon out a guy who's got 5,000 attack. So we want to attack over that. Probably flip this down, then attack over this. Got 3,000 attack. Take Blue Eyes Rain. Probably don't need you. Reveal this, grab this. Normal summon Kaibar. Activate the effect. Summon out Bright. Out he comes. Then we will tribute to summon out the Flame Cerb. Welcome to the field, Flame Cerberus. We'll go ahead and use Blue Eyes. Swing over this. Swing over this. Now the issue is, if he just gets another copy of Harpy Lady Sisters, we are just dead. There is nothing we can do about it. Let's just hope he doesn't. Okay. Tribute 1. Okay, we're not dead yet. We're now dead. Rest in pieces, us. I don't think we could have played that any better. I'm pretty sure we played that about as well as we could have. Wait a minute. He almost punted there. He almost punted. Because I think you play around more if you stack them on the same one. I don't think you play around more by splitting it. I think 1,000 Knives is odd to be getting. I think we will be getting Legacy support in the mini BBBADG. I mean, I don't think they need a reason to just throw it at us, to be honest. It's a weird one. Because, like, I don't really know what else we could get in there. Like, there aren't that many Blue Eyes cards you can give us that aren't completely broken. The same with Dark Magician, in a lot of ways. Like, some of the cards are just really strong. Buster Blader, again, only really has, like, one other card that you can give it, and it's the 2600 attacker. It's like, it's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. Alright. Let's jump into another one. Hopefully we'll get playable this one. New DM skill coming. I mean, there's always a chance, right? But I don't see a point in giving us a new DM skill without new DM cards. And we've only had one total card, like, leaked for that. So I'm not going to, like, get my hopes up for that. Also, the skill we have isn't bad. It's just a little bit restrictive. If we had more cards to go along with it, it wouldn't feel so bad. But, again, you're basically limited in the boss monsters you can run. And the deck is always going to have the issue of, we can't beat set 3 pass. Which, again, Thousand Knives solves that issue, but we're only getting 1 copy. So it's like... Alright, well, I guess we're just going to slap this guy onto the board. Unfortunately, the Blue Eyes deck rearing its ugly head again of drawing out too many tribute monsters. I think it's always going to be the issue with these Blue Eyes decks, is no matter what you do, no matter how you build the deck, it will always have to have 7 high-level monsters, and that is always going to be its issue, right? You never want to play 7 high levels. It always feels bad. Metal Gear Rising OST goes hard. Exactly, Sora. Metal Gear Rising OST is so good. It's one of those things where, because the Blue Eye skill got changed, I've seen a lot of people trying to build a variety of different like decks with it. But, like, no matter how you look at it, I think they all feel a little bit cope. Like, the deck can totally win. You can win... I wouldn't be surprised if it won a tournament, to be honest. If they wanted to really buff the skill, they should change it to min 6 high levels. Yeah, 6 or 5 or just anything. Just having it hard locked at 7 just feels really bad. Because it just feels like you're always going to brick. But maybe they don't want you playing Blue Eyes Bright unless you're playing it in a bricky pile. Because Blue Eyes Bright is very strong, right? 2500 attack, 2500 defense that gains 500 for a mil is very good. Bruh, this hand though. Behold, Barrage of Steel. Like, what are we supposed to do with this, you know? Like, I feel like the game has put us into a losing position already. It's like, ugh. And this is like the most like streamlined version of this, where we're playing a card that helps us cheat out monsters, and we're playing level 6s and 5s to try and not brick. And yet still, bricky, bricky, bricky. I think Brick Eyes is just always going to be a really weird deck. Okay, so he's going to pop our back row, which is fine. It's just Barrage of Steel. It's fine, whatever. We might even just die here. Like, summoning one 2500 attack guy and nothing else is, unfortunately, not a very strong board. Goodbye, Barrage of Steel. Maybe we can get some sort of comeback that will feel really great. Oh, no, it's just going to summon Dragius, and instead we're going to take 5,400 damage. I don't even know, man. Oh, okay. Alright. Attribute to the Doomed. We'll get rid of this. We'll target this. And then we have to just pray his back row is nothing. To be fair, he's done quite well so far. So, you know, statistically, maybe the odds won't be stacked unbelievably in his favor and we can actually kill this. No, of course. Let me guess, Legend Trap? Of course. Of course, brother. That was... We get games like that which are just like non-games. Like, it's just straight up non-games. And it's like... What is even the point? What is even the point? Yeah, what I basically learned from today, because we played, what, 4 different versions of Blue Eyes, is Blue Eyes, no matter what you do to it, will always be a bricky mess. And again, that doesn't mean you can't win, that doesn't mean you can't cog with it, that doesn't mean you can't top in a tournament, it just means your deck is a bricky mess, and when you win, you have gotten a bit lucky. Which I think is fair. Alright, I'll tell you what, we're going to put these in attack mode, because last time we put these in defense, we got punished for putting them in defense. So, just to try and balance things out, we're going to put them in attack, and see what he does. We'll see if we get punished for putting them in attack, like we got punished for putting them in defense. Now, have you made it into Quantum's speed tournament today? Hey, we didn't get punished for putting them in attack mode. God, that's so weird. Alright. We'll flip over Barrage of Steel. We'll pop this one. Then... I mean, we're always doing this, aren't we? Activate the effect. We'll just summon this. Set. Set. Go to battle. Swing over this. Swing over this. Oh, it's Overlord. Okay. And we'll just pass. Oh my god, a playable hand? Make a wish? No. Moments before disaster. He's going to pop our back row. He's going to pop the negate attack. Oh, don't give me hope. Don't do it. Don't give me hope. Okay, there we go. Right, so now we're just going to die. That's what that means. We've lost our negate attack, so we now have no way to stop him from killing us. So we have to just kill him. I mean, all things considered, that's looking pretty nice. So how is this going to go wrong? Is this back row going to suddenly be chainable? There's got to be something, right? There has to be something. We're not allowed nice things. That's how this works. Swing! Yeah, there we go. Alright. So if he draws the max, we are just straight dead. As predicted. I told you. We're not allowed nice things, Sora. This is just how this goes. Even when things go right, they go wrong. Boop. Well, not the greatest little streak at the end there. We actually did win a lot of games today. But at the end here, we definitely got the short end of the stick. We started seeing all of the garbage hands and getting all of the bad luck. But we did, like we say, earlier have quite the big win streak. We were doing okay. The Blue Eyes deck, like we said before, is basically kind of a bricky mess. You can make a bricky mess work. I'm personally just not a fan. I always prefer consistency over everything else. But that's going to be that. Isn't this the guy that sacked you last time with Magnum? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. He's a Korean name. I don't know if we played against someone with a Korean name earlier. But that is going to be the end of the stream for us today. We've been going for 3 hours, which is what we usually go for. So again, we will be back again on Thursday at the same time. We'll be starting at the same time we started today, which is an hour later than usual. We might move that to our regular spot. We're not really sure. Maybe run a 7 shift for unbricking. The problem with something like 7 shift is it doesn't work on most of the deck. We've only got like 3 cards it actually works with, and we weren't typically bricking on them. We actually kept bricking on the level 5s, level 6s, and the level 8 most of the time. The other issue is we kept finding, we just like hard drew Blue Eyes Bright in a lot of those games, which means we couldn't use the skill to just fix the hand, right? Because basically you can take one of your high levels, get rid of it, then bring out a card that you can cheat out with Kyberman. But we just kept hard drawing Blue Eyes Bright, which kind of just ruins that. No, anyway, it's kind of irrelevant. Blue Eyes is a shit deck. That's the be-all end-all. Blue Eyes has gotten a buff. Blue Eyes is a little bit better than it was. It's still a meme. It's still bricky. It's still a horrible mess. There's nothing anyone can do to fix that. The deck is just, you know, people are like, I can fix her. The deck's fine. You know, I can make her change. It's like, no, you're in denial. It's a mess. A hot mess, and that's just how things are going to be. But again, we'll be back on Thursday with more, probably, I don't know, Angel Cuppers on Thursday. So we might play in that, but I'm not sure if we will. We might be back on speed, because we do also really like speed at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see how we're feeling on the day. But Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!